one, fight! And welcome once again, everyone, to the Movie Hero Network. This is Tournament Fights number 231, Michael Wolfman Wyndham's Top 128, Part 2. I am your guest host this evening for the entirety of the program. Jordan Anderson is on assignment this evening. I am Austin Pez Howell, taking the reins tonight for Part 2 of the Wolfman's 128. So we won't waste too much time. We'll get right into it because, boy, does he like to talk. It's the Michael, the Wolfman Wyndham. How you doing, sir? Tonight, just flying solo, just doing my
I love the talk, and yeah, we host our show Monthly Mistake on my channel, but but I will tell you that we're gonna have 2 monthly mistakes between the one that we're gonna do this month and tonight, because it's kind of a mistake having to pick between all my favorite films. But we are here today to try to do this and figure out which one's the best. So it's I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you guys for doing this, and thank y'all for having me. So.
All right, I'll bring in the rest of your cohorts here tonight. A lot of people that you were kind of requested to be on here. We've got the critic himself, Dan Skip Allen. How's it going, sir?
Pretty good. I'll tell you what, after watching that clip of Possessor, I'm now interested in that. I haven't seen that before, but I'm going to have to go seek that out. That looks good.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm glad to be here for Wolfman. I'm glad to be here for Wolfman. Hopefully, we get to talk about a lot of great films.
Yeah, no, it should be good stuff. Right off the bat, it's going to be tough. So just letting you know when we get there. But yeah, we also got a couple other folks. We got Ashton back from the other night. How you doing, Ashton?
Good. Thanks for having me back, guys.
Hey, welcome. All right. And we've got Noah Torrence, another one of Wolfman's buddies. How's it going, Noah? Make sure you unmute yourself if you're going to say anything. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, what's going on, Noah?
How you doing?
Hey, I'm excited to be here. Love talking about movies. And happy to be invited.
All right. Welcome. And of course, last but certainly not least, Mr. Ross Bristow. Ross, how's it going?
Hey guys, I'm excited, because actually 2 films in my top 5 are actually on the 7 plus. One of them actually got into Wolfman's 128 because we watched it together. So yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, y'all can let us know what that is when we get there. But yeah, as far as for right now, in just a moment, I'll bring up the bracket, which, by the way, shout out to Malcolm Lay, who put together the Part 2 bracket. We appreciate it. And I'll be sending him the Sweet 16 so we can make the championship bracket for next week. But how it'll work is we had Part 1 the other night on Monday night. So we had the Sweet 16. From that tournament, we'll join whatever makes the Sweet 16 from this tournament. We'll join next Tuesday's half bracket to kind of wrap everything up, and that'll happen. And then from then on, it's just whatever wins the actual Part 2. Alien from 1979 won Part 1, so you can go back and watch that if you want to see. But yeah, and we'll see what one wins tonight. So everybody, it's just kind of how it works. You can vote for any reason at all you want to, whatever your logic. Just everyone try to keep your answers to roughly 30 seconds or so or less if you can. And then Wolfman, I've got him on sort of a 90-second time limit. So you can go a little bit longer, but not too much longer. And as everybody's been warned beforehand, if you start to ramble, you'll believe in Joe Hendry. Okay, so and that'll be your cue to wrap it up. So that's how it works. Not too much crazy other than that. Let's jump right into it and get going. I've got the bracket set up right here. So let me scroll on over. Malcolm also pulled some alternate titles, or not alternate titles, excuse me, alternate posters whenever he could. So you'll see a few.
There's a few in the thumbnail that are really cool.
He's got quite a bit throughout here, I guess, whenever he could find any. But we'll scroll on over. But it's going to start out right off the bat because we got The Dark Knight and Jaws is going to kick us off. So right off the bat, it's not going to get very easy. Ross, we'll start at the bottom of the ladder, work our way up, and we switch the order each time. Just work our way up the ladder. Ross is up first.
I'm gonna go with The Dark Knight only because it is I just like it a little bit more, but Jaws is still great, but The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight, all right. Noah, what you got?
I'll probably have to agree with Ross. I think I like The Dark Knight just a little bit more. Both are great, but yeah, Dark Knight.
Sounds good. Ashton.
I'm not a huge Jaws fan, I have to say. So this is kind of an easy one for me.
Wow.
The Dark Knight blew my mind. It was I think I've said it before. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Honestly, it's got to be The Dark Knight. Sorry, I don't want to blab. I could blab, so I've got to reel myself in.
No, it's all good. Yeah, totally. All right, Dan, what you got?
Yeah, well, I mean, the movie that coined the phrase blockbuster because people were lined up around the block to go see Jaws back in 1975. And I was 1 year old back in 1975. I just love Jaws. I think it's one of the greatest horror movies, if not the greatest horror movie of all time. The Dark Knight. Wow, what can you say? What can you say about The Dark Knight? It's one of my favorite movies of all time. This is such a hard one for me, man. I mean, this is like taking my guts out, pulling my guts out on this one, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going with The Dark Knight, so I'm just going to go with Jaws.
All right, sounds good. Wolf.
Well, not everyone's going to go with The Dark Knight because I'm also going to go with Jaws. I love Jaws. I love The Dark Knight as well. But I will say this. The Dark Knight, so when I was compiling my 128 list, I actually had it outside my 128, but then I realized what the impact the movie made on me, and I was like, you know what? I have to put in my 128. But it is an example of a 5-star movie. I still have quite a bit of issues with, and the stuff is with Maggie Gyllenhaal as Rachel. I just don't like her in the role. I just was not a fan of her performance as Rachel. I thought the way that they did Two-Face was kind of I don't know. Aaron Eckhart was fine, but he wasn't even that memorable to me. It was just that whole part you could have him being in the movie as Two-Face, you could have cut out. He was fine as Harvey Dent, but I was the Two-Face thing just felt, I don't know. There's some issues I have with it, but at the end of the day, what it does on a filmmaking standpoint is just incredible when you think about a comic book film being able to pull that off. And one of the films tonight that we're going to be talking about, Heat, pays homage to in the opening scene. So it's a fantastic comic book movie, but I gotta go with my heart here and pick Jaws, which the 3D remaster, by the way, was terrifying in theaters. So
all right, so Jaws. I think I'll even it up with Jaws. They're both in my 128, but watched it again recently. Not that long ago, 4th of July, kind of a tradition. It still works. I could watch it a couple times a year and not get old. Anyway. So all right, we got a tie, and how we do ties is we start at the bottom, kind of work our way up the ladder, and we alternate the tie-breaking vote. So Ross, you're gonna right off the bat.
You guys convinced me and said Jaws, so Jaws goes through.
All right, so he's going to switch his vote, which he can do. All right, so Jaws will survive for now. All
nice.
Right. Okay. Cool. Going down to the documentary Streetwise and Before Sunset. So Noah, we'll go to you first.
No, Before Sunrise.
Sunrise, yeah.
Oh, Sunrise. Sorry, I'm not reading my own thing. Need to wipe my glasses off, which one I'm going to do. Noah.
I haven't seen Before Sunrise yet. I've been meaning to watch it. But I did watch Streetwise recently, and I really enjoyed it. So I'll pick Streetwise.
All right, Ash.
You're muted.
You are muted.
There we go. Same story for me, Noah. I have not seen Before Sunrise. Just watched Streetwise recently and really liked it. So I'm gonna go with Streetwise.
All right, Dan.
Well, I'm the opposite of these guys. I haven't seen Streetwise, and I absolutely love the Before trilogy. And my favorite of the Before trilogy is Before Sunrise. This is an amazing trilogy. It's an amazing movie, and it's sad we're not going to get any more movies in this franchise. If they would have gotten one more, we already passed 9 years since the last one, so we're probably not going to get another one. But I love this coupling. It's just, it's when this is the kind of thing I'd love to meet a woman and just be able to do something like this and just fall in love with someone just walking around the streets of, I don't know, Brussels or France or wherever, Paris or wherever the heck this is. I forget where it was. Yeah. What a great romantic story that would be to meet your woman that you love. Yeah. Before Sunrise.
All right. Wolf.
Yeah, I am a huge Linklater fan in general. You'll see a lot of Linklater films on this list. I had Dazed and Confused on there the other night. Now I'm having Before Sunrise and another one pop up. But yeah, I own the whole trilogy on Criterion here. I would show off my Streetwise Blu-ray, but Noah owns it. I let him borrow it. That's how he watched it. And he has not returned it to me yet. So I'm still waiting on that. But yeah, Streetwise is a documentary pretty much about these homeless kids in Seattle trying to live and survive in a world that doesn't want them there, pretty much. And it's a really tragic story, but it's really beautiful. It's the most lived-in movie I've ever seen, meaning that when you're watching it, you don't even think you're watching a documentary. You don't even think you're watching a movie. You literally are like looking outside of a window and staring at these kids right now. You're like looking at them as they're trying to survive and in this terrible environment that they are in. And every character from Tiny to all of them are just you care about every single person here. And I haven't seen the sequel yet. There's this documentary sequel to this as well that I need to check out. But this is one of Roger Ebert's favorite documentaries, and it's my favorite documentary. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out if y'all have not seen it. Before Sunrise is a great romance movie, but I'm actually going to lean Streetwise here because while I love Before Sunrise, Streetwise is in my top 25 of all time. Like I love that movie so much. So yeah.
Yeah, I watched like 15 minutes of Streetwise and I just couldn't do it. I can't watch like kids talking about how they're doing drugs and like I don't know, just doing shady things on the street. It was uncomfortable. It was too uncomfortable for me to watch. I turned it off. Can't watch it. Maybe I'll get back to it at some point. I wasn't in the mood for it that day. Just wasn't in the mood. Couldn't do it. I still haven't cracked the Before trilogy. I've got the Criterion over there, but I will get to it. So I'm a little more interested in cracking that one up, and I'll watch them all in like one afternoon at some point. So I'll go Before Sunrise.
The way to watch them is you watch Before Sunrise, then you watch Before Sunset, and then you watch Before Midnight, and you time it.
I'll wait till the winter to do that because then Before Sunrise would be like 7:30 in the morning instead of like 5:30 in the morning, and then I'll do that. So when we get to like December, I'll do that. Ross.
Okay, I haven't seen Before Sunrise. I want to. Is because like I heard that the franchise that the trilogy is basically like you took past lives and made it into a trilogy and just like following them, like every 9 years. But I love Streetwise, so Streetwise is my vote.
All right, so Streetwise will move on this time. All right, going down to Logan and Taxi Driver. All right, and we'll start with Ashton. What you got?
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real. I love when I get these. Oh gosh. Okay. I feel like Logan's so fresh on my mind, having just watched the new Deadpool, like Wolverine. But I mean, Taxi Driver is like such a classic. It'd be hard for me to go against it. So I'm just going to go ahead and make it easy and say Taxi Driver.
Sure. Sounds good. Dan.
Yeah. Wow. Logan, what a great film. I mean, we all thought that was going to be the last Hugh Jackman. Of course, we got the new one with him in it. And it's really good. But I mean, to me, it really doesn't hold a candle to Taxi Driver. Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese, Jodie Foster, Harvey Keitel. I mean, what a freaking great movie. It really hit me in a place growing up where I really felt something for this man and what he was going through and stuff, and I watch it. It's one of my favorite films. I think it's in my top 10 of all time. So yeah, all day, every day of the week, Taxi Driver.
All right, Wolf.
Yeah, so anyone who knows me knows Wolverine is my favorite comic book character of all time. So I absolutely love the movie Logan. This pays a lot of tribute to that character of Wolverine. And this is like the Wolverine that we have been wanting to see on screen for ages. He's brutal. He's nasty. He's crass. He doesn't care. Like, this is what we've wanted to see. X2 was the closest before this, I feel, because of the school scene in X2 and everything. But yeah, this is just such a beautiful send off for him, and one that every time I watch it, it's very emotional for me. And the noir cut is just as impactful. It's excellent. But yeah, Taxi Driver, another all-timer from Martin Scorsese. Fantastic movie. My second favorite Scorsese movie of all time, and one of my top 50 greatest films ever made. So I think that De Niro is excellent in this. Harvey Keitel, every single actor is giving their A game. The direction here, the story, like I catch new things every time I see it, and it's made such a cultural impact on Hollywood that so many movies are like modeled off of it. Like Drive is inspired off Taxi Driver. You have Joker, which is like ripping off Taxi Driver. You've got a lot of other stuff like that, pretty much. So yeah, I gotta go with Taxi Driver.
Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet. Logan, I can watch every now and then. Not one of my favorite X-Men movies. It's very good. But Taxi Driver gets better every time I watch it. It's like age is like fine wine. So, and I'm a big Scorsese guy. Russ?
Oh, Taxi Driver has the greatest ad-lib line of all time of like you talking to me. So then I got to go text her, I do blah, blah.
Yeah. Noah?
Well, I'm not like the biggest Scorsese fan. There are some of his movies that I like really love, and Taxi Driver is one of them. So I'm gonna pick Taxi Driver.
All right. So it's going to be clean sweep for the Taxi Driver.
And
All
also Lahane, which is the clip we played yesterday, also copied Taxi Driver in the scene when he's talking right here. So
yeah. Going down to Tombstone and 12 Angry Men. So just one tough one after another. Dan?
Wow, I love Tombstone. I mean, I think it's one of the best Westerns of the last 30 or 40 years. We really haven't got a lot of great Westerns in the last 30-something years. And one of them, it just hits all the beats you want in a Western. The cast, what a freaking amazing cast. I mean, it's like, oh, wait, that's that guy. That's Curly Bill. That's Slain, Stephen Lang, and it's like, hey, that's that guy. It's like you go back and rewatch it, you're like, wow, look at this freaking cast, But my sixth favorite movie of all time is 12 Angry Men, and I love that movie. I watched it the other day. Watched both versions, the 97 version and the original 57 version. I watched all the special features on the 4K. I did a watch along with Picture This with Dylan and Chad, and I just was just engrossed in it once again. But I watch it maybe once or twice a year. 12 Angry Men is just such a phenomenal movie. Henry Fonda, wow! But that entire cast, Jack Klugman, not Jack Klugman, but Jack Warden is. I got tickets to that ball game, yeah, and just all those characters. Juror number 3. Yeah, I could go on and on. 12 Angry Men.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is a little bit of a challenge for me because Tombstone holds a special place in my heart. It was my dad's favorite Western, so we watched it together a lot. And then I named my dog Daisy after, I'll be a Daisy if you do, after the Val Kilmer line. I've named her off of Tombstone because I love the movie so much. So, man, this is tough because it's arguably my favorite Western of all time. It's just phenomenal. Val Kilmer, Bill Paxton, Sam Elliott, Kurt Russell, they all are amazing in this. They all have great chemistry, and it's such a great ensemble piece. Man, as much as I love Tombstone, I will also say that 12 Angry Men is also a great ensemble piece. And this is, Henry Fonda is excellent. The whole cast is excellent. This is one of the best screenplays ever written because it's literally just in a room. People are deciding the fate of a human being. Hey, you own the same Criterion, man. Yeah, I got that for the 50% off sale. It's
you mean this one? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it is truly a magnificent film, and one of my favorite scenes in all of cinema is the one guy who's like in denial the whole time is like when he starts breaking down crying because he realizes everything that is, it all hits him. at that one moment. And it's such a beautiful movie and a message about how much a human life like costs and just what human life means. So it's very fascinating and engaging for a movie that's just in one room. And so many movies now are kind of modeling off of this as well, because you got women talking that was like the same way and all that stuff. So yeah, 12 Angry Men is fantastic.
Yeah. I'll go 12 Angry Men, although Tombstone is great and one of the great ensembles in a Western ever. But I'll go 12 Angry Men. Ross?
I'm going to go with 12 Angry Men. It's actually my second favorite courtroom drama of all time. My first will always be Sidney Lumet's The Verdict. But like 12 Angry Men is one of the best movies ever made. So I'm going to go with 12 Angry Men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
I think it takes a special type of screenplay to make a movie where you're just in one room, work. And so I'm going to vote 12 Angry Men.
All right. Ashton?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to follow the line here. I think Tombstone obviously is really fun. I think somebody was saying, I can't remember, that, the ensemble is just so fun. I mean, every time you watch it, you see somebody else, you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that person's in it. That person's in it.
Mm-hmm.
And but 12 Angry Men is so thought-provoking, and to steal a Wolfman word, I'm going to call it a masterpiece. It'd be really hard to to go against it. So I think that was Lumet's like first film, right?
Yes, debut film.
Wow, that might arguably be the greatest directorial debut. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't argue with that. It's pretty incredible. So.
All right, so Angry Men, clean sweep. Going down to The Matrix and Blade Runner, and this one's the original one, not 2049. We are actually talking about the original one now.
But the final cut, I am saying the final cut, because that is like a whole nother movie. So yeah.
All right, Wolf, you go first.
Yeah. So. Man, this is great, because well, I say great, but it's hard because it's two sci-fi epics that I absolutely love going up against each other. In The Matrix, just the world they built here, the Wachowskis, what they were able to do here is just mind-boggling to me. And Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, the whole cast is great. Blade Runner, the final cut, though, to me is just absolutely masterful. And it, like, the tears in the rain scene always is iconic to me, and just the cinematography of this, the world building of Blade Runner is phenomenal. And I think I'm going to go Blade Runner, because with Matrix, like, the first is a masterpiece, but then the other ones are like so bad that it almost ruins the mythology, but not quite. While like Blade Runner at least has Blade Runner 2049 to back it up, so it's like it's still intact and it's still really good. So I'm gonna say Blade Runner here.
I'll easily go The Matrix, because Blade Runner puts me to sleep. Ross?
I like Blade Runner, like I prefer the sequel, but so The Matrix, was actually iconic when it came out. So The Matrix.
Noah?
I think Blade Runner is like one of the greatest sci-fis ever to be created, so I'm going to go with Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, all right. Ashton?
Yeah, I had the mess up the other night. Blade Runner, I seen it kind of with Austin here. Like, I'm a big sci-fi fan, so I always feel like a little bit weird not like loving Blade Runner. But The Matrix is like, I saw that, I was probably in elementary school when it came out, and I like went to college to study Jean Baudrillard, who all of his teachings were based on the simulacrum, which is what The Matrix is based on. And it just like swept me right into my existential crisis as a young child, and really like made me love philosophy. So it really had like a big impact on me. So I'll have to go with The Matrix. Agree with Wolf, though, not like the best sequels. If we can just ignore that, we're not going to look at all of them as a whole. Wolf, take this one by itself. All right. So The Matrix. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're not pulling Lord of the Rings with this one. So, yeah.
Oh, you'll pull a cheat in a little bit. We'll get there.
Hey, Malcolm even says that he'll accept that as a real thing, not a cheat. Okay.
Yeah.
I love 1999. I think 1999 is a phenomenal year for film. It might be arguably the greatest year of all time for film. And I love The Matrix. I think the first Matrix is phenomenal. But I have to go with what Wolfman said. If you get the right cut of Blade Runner and you get the cinematography right and you get all that stuff right and you get whatever version of it, you get to see it, where the original is a darker movie. This new version it just opens the whole thing up for you, and you get to see what they were really going for. And it takes a good movie and makes it great, in my opinion. And so for that reason, I'm going to go with Blade Runner.
All right, so we got another tie. So, Mr. Noah, you got all the power. You can go either way. What you got?
I think I'm gonna just still stick with Blade Runner. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Blade Runner's on. There you go. All right. Going to When Harry Met Sally and It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh.
All right. I'm up first this time. Yeah, no, it was When Harry Met Sally is great. Billy Crystal's a nice sarcastic asshole in that movie. He's my spirit animal in that movie. But I've grown to where I watch It's a Wonderful Life every year now, and it's quickly becoming one of my favorites. So It's a Wonderful Life. Ross?
I'm gonna go with It's a Wonderful Life. I do like When Harry Met Sally, but It's a Wonderful Life is a classic movie. So yeah, It's a Wonderful Life.
All right, no.
This past Christmas was actually the first year I've actually ever seen It's a Wonderful Life, and now I think I gotta make it a Christmas rewatch every year. So I'm gonna vote It's a Wonderful Life.
There you go. All right, Ashton.
Yeah, I mean, love When Harry Met Sally. Super fun, but yeah, It's a Wonderful Life. Like, I look forward to it every year. Can't beat it for me. So.
All right. Yeah.
I'll have what she's having. Is that what I'll have what she's having? No. Yeah, I love When Harry Met Sally, but I mean, I've been watching A Wonderful Life for over 40 years, and it's one of those movies that I put in my own personal top 664, I believe, and I just love it so much. I'm a massive Jimmy Stewart fan, and it really has a great message about life and stuff like that. So plus the cinematography is amazing. So yeah, It's a Wonderful Life.
All right, Wolf.
Yeah, I rewatched. It's been a while since I've seen it. I rewatched the When Harry Met Sally for the anniversary screen that they did earlier in the year when they were doing like all those anniversary screenings. And that was great. I watched that with a packed crowd. Everyone was laughing. It was really fantastic. It was one of my favorite screenplays. This feels so true to life and in a romance setting. It's really awesome. It's a Wonderful Life, though, is my number 6 favorite movie of all time. I adore this film. This is just absolutely a masterpiece. The only fact I will say is that Jimmy Stewart apparently in the scene when he's praying in the bar and he's like saying, "God, please help me," and all that stuff. The reason why that scene is so well acted is apparently he took a break from acting in the movie to join the war, and he came back and they shot that scene as soon as he came back from the war, and he was just remembering everything that was in his head and was having PTSD from that moment. And so that's why he's acting so good, is because of that, of him remembering everything that happened in the war. So yeah, phenomenal movie, a Christmas tradition for me. So, or Christmas Eve tradition, I should say. But it's a Wonderful Life. It's truly wonderful. So
all right, we'll have another clean sweep. So all these clean sweeps going to be tougher in the next round. We'll see. All right, let's move on to Big Lebowski and Good Will Hunting. Ross.
Oh, I'm gonna go with Good Will Hunting. It has a little weight for me, and plus it's my second favorite Robin Williams performance. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Big Lebowski. I meant Good Will Hunting. Sorry. Yeah.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, this was actually 1 hour photo for anyone who wanted that.
Wolfman, what are you doing?
Sorry.
No. Mute yourself, damn it.
I've actually never been able to finish The Big Lebowski, and I mean, one day maybe I'll try to finish
my own
it.
heart. That's right. Yes.
But yeah, so I feel like I just gotta vote for Good Will Hunting here.
Yeah. All right, Ashton.
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be another sweep, but I really like The Big Lebowski. It's fun. It's super fun. I was never like one of these like crazy Big Lebowski people, but Good Will Hunting, I mean, it's like you can find a gem in any corner anywhere. It made me like look at everybody differently, you know, makes you realize that, you know, like, you know, it's that don't judge a book by its cover. It's just such a sweet story. I mean, you love the actors. It's like, it's so good. So well made. Beautiful. So The Big Lebowski. I'm just kidding. Good Will Hunting.
Y'all stop confusing me. I got to write these down. All right, Dan.
Oh God.
Thank you.
I still have that memory in my head when I saw that double feature in 1997 of Titanic and Good Will Hunting, and I'm like, wow, what a phenomenal day of film going for me that day was. But I'm a Boston guy. You guys all know that. This movie really hit me in the feels. Robin Williams really hit me. It just punched me right in the face. You know, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, they're all incredible in this movie. I could watch it over and over and over again. Rumor has it they're going to make a sequel. Are you kidding me? Come on, leave this stuff
Good Will
alone.
Hunting 2 hunting season?
I don't know what the heck it's going to be, but no. Why do we need sequels to everything? Good Will Hunting.
All right. Wolf.
I've not heard that rumor, but I hope that's not true because Good Will Hunting ends perfect. He's got to see about a girl. It's a perfect ending. This is son of a bitch. He stole my line. You know, one of my favorite quotes. I adore this movie. This is my 7th favorite movie of all time. It's phenomenal. Robin Williams deserved his Oscar win. The screenplay, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are not only talented actors in here, but they're also extremely talented writers because the screenplay was Oscar winning and deservedly so. The Big Lebowski, really fun from the Coen brothers. Shut the fuck up, Donnie. You know, very quotable. Love this movie. But I gotta lean Good Will Hunting here because it's got my heart and it's more the one I watch consistently.
And you know, there was a bidding war for that screenplay, Wolfman, of Good Will Hunting.
Wow. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'll make it a clean sweep. I'm in the camp where I don't get the Big Lebowski. I think there's good performances and some decent characters and a few scenes I like in a vacuum, but I don't think that movie works as a movie. And it just I just in the camp I don't get it. So I give it a shot every couple of years, but never been able to cross that line with it. So all right, Good Will Hunting, and then we'll go down to Inglourious Bastards and The Breakfast Club. Will be up next. Noah, but to you.
Oh man. Both are really good. I guess I will lean towards Inglourious Bastards though.
Okay. Ashton?
Oh, Ross, you know how painful this is for me.
Yes, it is. I know.
It's like the worst thing that could happen to me. I am a John Hughes like fanatic. I absolutely like Brat Pack. I like live in this world. I'm obsessed. But Inglourious Bastards is like my favorite, if not my favorite Tarantino. So, oh my goodness. I think just as a shout out to the Brat Pack, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Breakfast Club.
All right. Dan?
Yeah, I revisited a bunch of these Brat Pack movies because of the Brat Pack documentary I watched not that long ago. And it just really brought me back to that place when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old. And I love this movie. It's, you know, it's a rare thing that you can have a group of friends that you hung out with and and go and do your own thing. And people, you know, that's what's great about that film, you know, but there's so much. The first 15, 20 minutes of Inglourious Bastard, I think, is arguably some of the greatest filmmaking of all time. Christoph Waltz speaks 4 languages or whatever. And it just, Shoshana, whatever her name is, I think it's called. I forget her name. I think it's Shoshana. And then the scene where Diane Kruger's looking up at the thing and Daniel Bruhl walks up and starts talking to her. It's like, oh my God, some of these scenes are just incredible scenes. I love it's like my top 2 or 3 Tarantino movies. So I got to go with Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
Might just be my masterpiece, to quote Brad Pitt, because it truly might be Quentin Tarantino's masterpiece. I own the whole box set. That's why I'm showing it off. But it is it is a phenomenal movie. Yeah, it does historical fiction, and if you're not into that, then you won't like it. But this is just every single performance here is incredible. Brad Pitt, Christoph Waltz is terrifying in this. Like the opening sequence, like him like freaking threatening the dude over a freaking glass of milk. I was terrified over milk. Like, holy crap. This movie is like really phenomenal. The dialogue is great. This is like one of his most like poignant films he's ever done. So yeah, I love it. The Breakfast Club, I got to rewatch it again recently in a movie theater. That was nice. But yeah, I love this movie. I'm waiting for the 50% off sale. Pick it up in November for the next one on Criterion. But yeah, I adore this film so much. It's my favorite John Hughes film. It's in my top 25. Just every single one of these characters is excellent. So I gotta go Breakfast Club here, but it's extremely, extremely close. I love both these movies.
I meant to say au revoir, Shoshana. I think he goes au revoir, Shoshana.
Mm-hmm. I prefer au revoir, Pee-wee. Au revoir. Anyways, I'll go Breakfast Club. Yeah, it's close though, but I have my issues with Inglourious Bastard. I think there's some pacing issues with that movie. I think that movie could be 15 to 20 minutes shorter and you wouldn't lose anything. But I'll go Breakfast Club. Russ?
Oh, I'm gonna go with Breakfast Club. It's my second favorite. You know, John Hughes, the first being Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. But like Inglourious Bastards is maybe my second, my third favorite, you know, Quentin Tarantino movie. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Breakfast Club. But Bastards is great.
All right, we'll do the Breakfast Club, and we'll go down to Chungking Express and Fiddler on the Roof. All right. Okay, Ashton, you seen either one of these? I knew you doing.
As a matter of fact, I've seen them both.
Uh-huh.
Ashton, I thought you went first last time.
I did go first last time.
I had Noah was going first last time. But...
Yeah, he did go. Yeah, Noah did go first.
Did he? Gosh, why did Dan? Where are we at? Huh? Where are we at?
Yeah, my mind is. Go ahead.
I have not seen Chungking Express. Sorry, not a big fan of Fiddler on the Roof, honestly. So I feel like this is a hard one for me. I feel like I'm gonna go with Chungking Express just because I really don't like Fiddler on the Roof. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan. I'm sorry, Wolf. Right.
Hold on here. Yeah, I got this little bad boy right here, the Wong Kar-wai box set with
nice
Chungking Express in here.
Only way you can get it now. You can't. Yeah, it's crazy.
I'll tell you what, Chungking Express. What a great film. Fiddler on the Roof is. I like 71 films. I like the 5 that got nominated in 71. But there's something about the Fiddler on the Roof. It's just a little off for me. You know, it's just not like at that level of some of the great musicals of those kinds of 60s and 50s musicals and those type of things. And I'm actually gonna be rewatching the Fiddler on the Roof again soon, so maybe I'll have a new appreciation for it. But Wong Kar-wai, you can't go wrong with Wong Kar-wai. I think Chungking Express is incredible. Yeah, I'm going Chungking Express.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so I do love Fiddler on the Roof. It's one of my favorite movie musicals. You know, and apparently none of you love me, to quote that, because y'all are like hate Fiddler on the Roof. But you know, Chungking Express though is masterful. I watched it for the first time this year actually, because I'm starting like to broaden my film horizon. So I watched you know, In the Mood for Love, and I watched Chungking Express as like a double feature. And yeah, it's truly phenomenal. It's a story about love and just different kinds of love, and like where people how far people would go for love, and it's really beautiful. And you're never going to listen to the song California Dreamin' again the same way. Like that's just, it's perfect in this. And then also this has that song Dreams from the Cranberries, it's like, oh my life changing every day, that song, but it's like a Japanese version of it, so it's like fantastic. And I like a cover of it, it's so well done. Yeah, so this is, as a music guy, I love the soundtrack of it, but I also just love the characters that this brings and the world that Wong Kar-wai builds. And if you want to see the third part, I think it's like Lords of the Fallen, or I forget the name of it, but that's the third, like that's the next part. There's like, it's an anthology film in a way, because there's like a first part, a second part, and then the third part was the next sequel, but they didn't want him to stretch it out to like a 4-hour movie or a 3-hour movie, so they made a whole separate movie that there's Fallen Angels out of it. They made a whole separate movie, and that's the third chapter of Chungking Express. So pretty much if you want to see that. But yeah, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna show some love here to Chungking Express, because I feel like it doesn't get enough love, and I feel like that needs more appreciation.
Yeah, I watched Fiddle on the Roof in school. Didn't do much for me. Sorry, Wolf. Don't care. It just didn't do much for me. I wouldn't really care to see it on Broadway either. But randomly, Chungking Express at one of my art house theaters is showing in theaters in 2 weeks. They're going to show a showing of it on a Monday night 2 weeks from now. So maybe, but I think we're doing the 2001 series that night, so I have to be there. So otherwise, I might go see it in a theater. But it's on Max. I might check it out. So I'll go with Chungking Express. Ross, if you're there, Ross, I know you.
Yeah, sorry. I got kicked out. So yeah, but no, I'm gonna go with Fiddler on the Roof. I haven't seen Chungking Express, but it sounds interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Yeah.
All right. No.
I don't know why, but I feel like jumping on the Fiddler on the Roof hate wagon is fun. So I'm going to jump on the Fiddler on the Roof hate wagon, even though I haven't seen it, and I'm going to choose Chungking Express.
All right. Well,
hey, you like that documentary we watched together about Fiddler on the Roof, though? So
that's true.
All right. I got the original Scream and Rocky. So both one-word titles. Dan, you're first this time.
Yeah, somehow in one of these tournaments that I was in not that long ago, Rocky got screwed over. I can't remember what was the deal. What was it? What the heck was it that we were on, Austin, that somehow Rocky got screwed over?
I don't know. Brian Nussbaum's the guy to ask for that. He has the steel trap mind when it comes to tournament fight matchup. I don't remember.
But I'm not. I mean, look, I love horror, and Scream of all of those is my favorite of the franchise. But Scream doesn't hold a candle to Rocky. Rocky's one of the greatest films of all time. It's on my 64. It really holds a special place in my heart. I mean, it reminds me a lot of myself in a lot of ways in my life. And but Stallone is incredible. Everybody in that movie, Burgess Meredith, everybody is incredible in Rocky. It's literally an underdog story in real life and on the screen. So how can you go wrong, Rocky?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So both these movies are personal for me, because Rocky I shared a lot in this whole franchise. I shared a lot with my dad. It was my dad's favorite movie. We watched them a lot. Actually, his favorite of the franchise is Rocky 2, but it's still his favorite franchise. We sat there and we watched it a lot, and it was just like a memory that we would share together. So it's very, very personal for me, and that's why I have Rocky so close and dear to my heart. Sylvester Stallone is great. Just the whole cast is great, and the boxing scenes are great. But I gotta go with the one that truly has my heart, and that is Scream. And the reason why is because Scream is the reason I fell in love with horror. There was movies that came out before that scared me too much. I wasn't a horror fan. I was like, I don't like the feeling of being scared. But it was Scream that I watched like years later in like my preteens and such, that I was like, oh my God, now I love horror. This is what horror can do. It can like be both mixture of like scary, but also be like a fun commentary on the genre, and can do all this really fun stuff. So I absolutely love Scream. Wes Craven delivered what I believe is his masterpiece out of every single film that he's done. It is truly just a blast. And yeah, the whole franchise is special to me. I mean, yeah, there some other ones are better than others, but I still love this whole franchise. So I'm gonna go Scream.
Yeah. No, I like Scream. I'm not a huge Scream fan. I mean, I like it as a horror fan, but man, the Rocky franchise is right up there. One of my favorite franchises of all time. Saw those movies a million times each growing up, and I still love them. So I think Rocky is a million times better than Scream, honestly, as a screenplay, execution, performances, everything. So yeah, I gotta go Rocky. Ross?
I want to go with Rocky. I love Scream, but like plus like Rocky was actually supposed to be a TV movie until like Henry Winkler stepped in. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Rocky. I love Rocky. It's one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah. No.
I kind of feel bad because I haven't seen Rocky, but I'm just typically not like a sports film kind of person. So I'm gonna go with Scream.
I'm
Can I
gonna
just
let
say
you borrow my
Original
theory of
Original Rocky's not a sports film.
Yeah.
It's not a sports
All
film
right.
at all.
Thank you.
It's like $1 million. It's like $1 Million
No.
Baby. Where
It's a character piece drama. It's not a sports film.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
That-
barely any boxing in it all. There's boxing a little bit at the beginning and a little bit at the end. That's really it. So yeah, it's not really a sports film.
Oh, maybe I have to check it out then.
Oh yeah. You gotta watch it. Ashton?
Now I'm going to make some references to sports, but I grew up in the Pacific Northwest with like all men in my house. So I was the only female, and my brothers wrestled. And if I didn't watch all the Rockies all the time, if they weren't always on, or we didn't like get up every morning with like Eye of the Tiger or like some song, like my dad trying to pump us up at like 5 a.m. to go to these wrestling matches. It is like, it totally like holds a special place in my heart every time we were like struggling, even more than like the sports reference, just like feeling like the underdogs are struggling. We called it like, you got to Rocky, you got to go full Rocky, So it had like such a like this meaning in my home that it'd be like really hard. But when I think of Scream, I think of Wolf. I feel like Wolf, you were the one who made me, I mean, I have a similar experience of Scream as you, where it was like the first like really like movie that really scared me. And I think just like gore, just like straight gore as a young kid being like, whoa, why do people like to watch this? And how does this make me feel? And, it did something for sure. And you have made me really think about that more as Scream being like this trendsetter of the genre and really like maybe being a good film. I never like really thought of it from that perspective. But with that said, I'll have to go with Rocky.
All right.
Which, by the way, amazing posters for both of those. I love.
Yeah.
That's all.
There's a whole series of Scream posters that look like that. They're all pretty cool. So much better than the floating head posters. I don't like the floating head posters. Those are cooler. All right. Once Upon a Time in America, Sergio Leone, and Princess Bride. Wolf.
Yeah, so Once Upon a Time in America, I watched for the first time. That's the one that Ross is referencing to. We watched it for its anniversary. Never seen it until this year, and I did a first time watch, and it instantly, as soon as I watched it, I knew I was watching a masterpiece. It instantly hit my top 128. This is my favorite Sergio Leone movie. I adore this film so much. It's Robert De Niro. Everyone's great in this. And Noah, I know you are not a mob movie fan, but this one shares the same kind of thing with like The Irishman that I think you would like, of just age and about like, legacy and all that kind of stuff. Like it shares several similar themes. I think you would actually dig this one a lot. The Princess Bride is an all-time classic, though. I think that this is, such a blast. Rob Reiner, just everyone's great. I own the Blu-ray. I forgot to grab it. That's the only one I forgot to grab, so I don't feel like grabbing it right now. But I definitely, I do love this one a lot, and this is like my go-to if I'm like depressed. There's two movies I always watch: Galaxy Quest or Princess Bride. Princess Bride is when I go to, like, if I'm depressed, I need to be cheered up, I will watch this movie. So I've watched it so many times, I can practically quote the whole movie now. I love The Princess Bride, so I will go that route.
Go Once Upon a Time in America. I'm a big Sergio Leone guy. I love the westerns. Love that. Princess Bride's overrated. So, Russ.
Princess. I mean, Once Upon America is my fourth favorite movie of all time, so I'm gonna go with that.
All right. No.
I'll go with The Princess Bride. It's a funny movie. I really enjoy it. Makes me feel good. So.
All right, Ashton.
My fault.
Yeah. I'm kind of with Austin a little bit. I hate to say it, I feel like it's a little overrated, but it might just be because so many people love it so much. And sometimes I think I can be a little bit of like a contrarian able.
I feel like I went and saw it in a theater with all the hype, and then I came out of the theater going like, all right.
Still wasn't.
Like,
I mean, it's like
all right.
some pretty people being silly, and I mean, I can see like where it's like feel good and stuff. I didn't get a ton from it. I've never really wanted to go back and watch it. And Once Upon a Time in America, I saw it more recently, and I hated it, huh, Ross? I couldn't look away. I couldn't look away. I watched it with Ross. I could not look away, and I loved the experience of watching it. But I really struggle to watch something where you don't like anybody. And I hated everybody. I hated every character. Even the character I thought I would love ended up being such a jerk in the end. And it's taken me all this time to realize that it's not about heroes and villains. It's just about life, Yeah. And there's some beauty in that. And for that, it has kind of evolved into a masterpiece, if you will, in my mind. So for that, I'm going to go with Once Upon a Time in America.
And Wolf says too, it's the best. It is the best final film in history.
And you can interpret the ending as maybe none of it actually happened. Because of the way the ending is.
Dream. So, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I like that Roger Ebert quote. I've heard that before. No good movie's long enough, no bad movie's short enough. All right, Dan.
Once Upon a Time is an incredible movie. I'm a massive Robert De Niro fan. This is a change for Leone, with all the westerns and stuff like that. And he really did make a not to take a word from Michael here, but masterpiece. But I'm not a big comedy guy, and I'm not like a mockumentary kind of these making fun of other types of genres guy. But the one that really I just found myself laughing at and enjoying and stuff is The Princess Bride. I mean, Andre the Giant, Wallace Shawn. I mean, what the guy was it 9 Fingers? What's his name? Dang it. I forget the actor. I love him. I like The Princess Bride. I know everybody's going with Once Upon a Time in America. I'm gonna go against my nature, and I'm gonna go with The Princess Bride, even though I know it's not gonna win.
All right, we got another tie. Ashton, if you're there, you got the tie. All right.
Once Upon a Time in America.
One Time in America. All right, there you go. All right, going down to American Graffiti and Stand By Me. All right, both Richard Dreyfuss movies, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Dreyfuss does the narration. Stand By Me. I've seen American Graffiti once. Luckily, it was in a theater, so it was okay. I'm not a big hangout movie guy. I think it's all right. Stand By Me, again, I'm not as huge of a fan of as some other people are either, but it is a good movie, and I'll watch it every now and then. I'm just not a huge coming of age guy, but I'll go Stand By Me. Russ?
I'm gonna go with American Graffiti. I love hangout movies, so yeah, I'm gonna go with American Graffiti.
All right, Noah?
So I've seen American Graffiti, but it was a while ago, and I've never seen Stand By Me. But I'm going to still vote for Stand By Me, only because I know that, I feel like if I saw it, I'd like it more than I did American Graffiti. So Stand By Me.
Okay. Ashton?
Just saw American Graffiti for the first time with Ross, which I'm embarrassed to say. But it has become one, if not my favorite, one of my favorite hangout movies for sure. I really, really enjoyed it. But Stand By Me is my choice. I mean, this haunted me. Still haunts me. So I absolutely love it. So Stand By Me.
Mm-hmm. Dan?
Yeah, I love movies that take place in like the 50s, and you got that, the with Happy Days kind of music, I mean, the cars, hanging out, talking to your girlfriend, a little bit of fighting, a little bit of car racing, a little bit of. I love that kind of stuff. I think we don't get enough of those type of movies, but Stand By Me is an all-time classic for me. I love the bonding experience of four guys just going on a trip, trying to hide from something, and this guy, trying to get away from something that happened and stuff like that. And yeah, I love the acting in it. Yeah, I gotta go with Stand By Me.
Stand By Me. All right, Wolf.
Stand by me. Stand by me. Luckily you can borrow the DVD now because I own it. But yeah, this is a excellent movie. River Phoenix is great. The whole cast is excellent in here. Jerry O'Connell, like, I didn't even realize it's Jerry O'Connell until years later. I was like, wait, what? I've watched, of all things, I watched Kangaroo Jack. And I was like, wait, you're telling me that is the fat kid in Stand By Me? I was like, did not realize that.
That's what he was known as forever when he did movies later, was the fat kid from Stand By Me. Well,
Man.
yeah, that was like that was his stigma in Hollywood. Crazy. He was the fat kid from Stand By Me.
Yeah. But yeah, and Corey Feldman's great. They all have amazing chemistry together. And yeah, American Graffiti is my favorite George Lucas film. This is excellent. I love hangout movies as well. This is just I'm wondering if you and I, Austin, saw it at the same time. But last year they did that, like, on National Cinema Day. They did the Fathom event screening, but it was like $5 this time because it was National Cinema Day. So that's how I got
of American Graffiti.
Yeah.
Oh no, I saw it like 15 years ago in a theater.
Oh, okay. No, yeah. Last year was my first time watching it. They did like a Fathom event thing, but it was on National Cinema Day, so instead of like full price, it was like $5. So I was like, hey, yeah, I'll totally go to that. And I saw it in the theater and absolutely fell in love with it, and it's now one of my all-time favorite movies. But yeah, I know we're doing a bunch of clean sweeps tonight, and it's like kind of crazy. I know it's going to get harder later, but I gotta go Stand By Me. It's in my top 30 movies of all time. I adore this film so much. So yeah.
All right, Stand By Me.
My favorite combination.
We want to Come and See and Tropic Thunder. All right, Ross.
Tropic Thunder. I had never even heard of Come and See.
Now Noah has seen it, so you can explain what Come and See is. Just for you all.
I know what it is also. I have the criteria. I just haven't watched it yet. Yeah. But no.
Yeah.
I mean, the filmmaking in Come and See is just it's so good, and I love it. It's one of my favorites, so I'm gonna choose Come and See.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ashton.
Yeah, I don't think I've even heard of Come and See. So weird to say that. I have it written down to check out.
Yeah, you would love it, Ashton. Yeah.
I feel weird even voting Tropic Thunder. I didn't think like Tropic Thunder could go against anything that I would vote for it. Although I love it. I freaking love it. I adore it. It just wouldn't beat out like a lot of like really amazing films to me. But it is like the most quotable, hilarious thing. I just rewatched it. What was that? Last week? Mm-hmm. I'm like Simple Jack, and like it kills me. Like that is one of the funniest freaking films I've ever seen in my life. So I'm actually pretty happy in this to say Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. All right, Dan.
I'll tell you what. I like the Tom Cruise character in Tropic Thunder. The rest of the movie, even though I own it on 4K, is not my cup of tea. Can we get the character Robert Downey Jr. is playing in Tropic Thunder to play Dr. Doom? That'd be pretty funny, don't you think? Because
let's get his Tropic Thunder character to play Kang recasted.
Yeah, or Kang. Yeah, something like that. But I thought we were going to get the Tom Cruise character as a Les Grossman as a movie, a spinoff of this, but we never got it.
He wants to do it still, so it might still happen.
Oh,
Tom Cruise wants to do it. Once all this Mission Impossible shit's done, he might do it because he's just kind of getting that out of the way. Then he'll go back to it.
Yeah. After he does Days of Thunder too. Yeah, I Come and See is an absolute, and I don't want to use this word, but it's an incredible movie. It's cold. It's like this World War II. It just shows you just like this, or World War. Is it the World War II or World War What? I forget.
World War II, I believe.
Yeah, it just shows you how ugly and just depressing and just what war is, and it is a phenomenal film. I recommend everybody come and see it. It's an incredible film. When that came to the Criterion, everybody I heard was talking about, you got to get the Criterion, come and see. And I got it. And oh my God, you're not going to be happy watching this movie. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the right time to watch it, the right mindset.
Yeah.
But, yeah. All right. Wolf.
Well, you know what the right time is, Austin. Just like you did with Memories of Murder, if you vote for Come and See and we get it into the championship, you could see it. You can watch your Criterion,
Right there.
which I also own, in time for the championship. So just saying, just putting that out there. Because you said you can vote for any reason. So hey, vote for that for it so you can see it in the championship. But yeah, because it's truly an amazing movie. It's you know, I watched both these movies this year. I watched Paths of Glory, which was also on last night's 2 nights ago's episode, and I watched this. At first, I thought Paths of Glory was going to be the most anti-war film I've ever seen, until I watched Come and See. This is the most anti-war film I have ever seen. Like, there is some imagery in this. I feel like this is a full-on. I don't care if they categorize it as a drama. I don't know what it's categorized on IMDb as. This is a horror film. This is not a drama. This is an actual horror film, a straight up psychological horror film. This messed me up, and there's some imagery in here that I just cannot unsee. No pun intended, but like, it is just, yeah, it's truly, I have to say the word, it is a masterpiece. It might be the greatest war movie I've ever seen, but also one that I just like. It's hard to stomach, but the filmmaking of it is otherworldly, very experimental. And there was a time when it was actually the highest rated film on Letterboxd. Now it's like Hakurai, I think, but there was a time it was Come and See. Hakuri, yeah, but now it is but yeah, Come and See used to be for good reason. But yeah, and also Tropic Thunder, I love it. Robert Downey Jr. was nominated for an Oscar, deservedly so. He's great. The whole cast is great in here. Both of these are actually unironically war movies, if you think about it. Like, it's kind of weird. One's a kind of a fake war movie. One's a real war movie. If you think about it, it's kind of funny. But no, I am also going to go Come and See here.
Okay. I'll go Come and See so I can possibly watch it. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
There you go. Got Kill Bill, The Whole Border Affair, cheating again, Wolf. But yeah, because even Malcolm said a cheat's still a cheat. He understands this cheat, but it's still a cheat. And then Persona from Ingmar Bergman. So don't know if anybody's going to vote for Persona over Kill Bill, unless anybody wants to make their case.
Hey, I know one person. Noah loves Persona. Absolutely.
Does he?
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. We'll go quick then. Noah, well, you can vote first.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Kill Bill is my favorite Tarantino film, but I do love Ingmar Bergman, and Persona is one of my favorites from him. It's either my favorite or second, so I'm gonna vote Persona.
Okay. Ashton?
I've never seen Persona, putting it on my list. Kill Bill, not my favorite Tarantino, but I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go Kill Bill for sure. A little piece of trivia though, in Come and See, they use live ammunition for the whole film.
That seems dangerous.
Yeah. During the filming.
That seems like a real Alec Baldwin situation, but all right.
Okay. That makes this film even more haunting now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't reach the criterion behind me for Persona. But Kill Bill is my favorite Tarantino film, and it's one big film. He just split it into two films. So I go for Wolfman here, the whole bloody affair. Rumor is we were going to get a third one with the Vivica A. Fox character, all grown up or whatever, but or baby, little girl, and the other girl, all grown up. Yeah, I love Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2. I think they're incredible films. I think he really hit his sweet spot around this time because, not far after he had Inglourious Bastards, So, yeah, I think this is one of the greatest action femme fatale, whatever, women's lib, women's, the whole, I don't know what you would call that. But right now off the top of my head, I can't think of it, but Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. So it may be a cheat to some, but it was, even though it's in this box as two separate movies, it was one movie, and technically it does have a release as one movie. Even if it's not an official release, it does have a release. You can buy bootleg Blu-rays of, like, on Amazon and on eBay, and
bootlegs are not official releases,
but they are still a form of a release. So it has a form of a release as one movie. So it is technically, you can make that argument. And when he wrote it, it was one screenplay. And then the studio, we don't support studio interference. The studio decided to interfere with it and say, no one's going to win a 4-hour movie, even though Lawrence of Arabia exists, even though Gone with the Wind exists, even though all these movies existed beforehand. They were like, no one's going to win a 4-hour movie. And, like, every time I watch it, I have to watch Volume 2 right after Volume 1. So I can't, like, watch Volume 1 late at night because I have to watch them both together that same night to make it the 4-hour experience that I want to make for Kill Bill. One's a Western, which I love, and then one is, a samurai homage, and I absolutely love that. And Persona, I watched for the first time this year for Turner Classic Movies 30th anniversary. Finally getting into Ingmar Bergman's filmography, and yeah, phenomenal film from Ingmar Bergman. But I am also going to lean Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair here, because it is absolutely one of my favorite Tarantino films. So,
Kill Bill, I haven't seen Persona. Ingmar Bergman doesn't really do anything for me. I've seen a couple of the movies that just, no. It feels like homework. Ross?
I haven't seen, Persona, but I like Kill Bill a lot. So, yeah.
All right. There we go. Kill Bill. All right. Moving forward, we got Heat and The Silence of the Lambs.
Oh.
All right. Ashton.
Wow. Just saw Heat recently, but Silence of the Lambs. So it's like probably my favorite kind of horror thriller. Yeah. Maybe one of the best scenes I've ever seen in a film. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Silence of the Lambs for sure. Sorry, Ross.
It's fine. I like both.
Yeah.
Wow. This is painful for me. I love both of these films. Silence of the Lambs is one of my favorite horror films of all time. Jodie Foster, Anthony Hopkins are both great. It's just the noir, the detective aspects. If you haven't seen Longlegs, has a lot of feel to Silence of the Lambs. So if you like Silence of the Lambs, I definitely recommend seeing Longlegs. But he is the teaming up of two of my number one and number two favorite actors of all time, Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, in a heist movie within another phenomenal cast. I feel like Michael Mann really put this together in a way that it was really a incredible heist movie, but it's also a character study of these two men, a criminal and a policeman, but they're not that different from each other, and that scene at Kate Manalini's was amazing, where they're talking to each other and stuff. And we're going to get the sequel. And there's talk of Austin Butler reprising Val Kilmer's character, which, wow, that's interesting. So we're definitely going to get the sequel based off the Heat 2, the book, which I read, which is amazing. Unfortunately for Silence of the Lambs, I'm going to go with Heat here.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so yeah, it's a hard one. I absolutely adore Silence of the Lambs. This is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I rewatched it just recently for Long Legs because I knew that Long Legs was going to be like Science of the Lambs from all the talk I heard. So I was like, all right, I'll rewatch it again. It still holds up. It's a phenomenal movie. Jodie Foster, Anthony Hopkins, they're so great in it. Heat, I just recently read Heat 2, fantastic book. Cannot wait for the sequel to come out. Phenomenal film. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, brother, you are going down. I absolutely love it. It is just these two legends working together in a super tense scene. The best sound design in all of cinema. No one can change my mind. I don't care what film you throw at me. This has the greatest sound design in all of cinema, and I cannot believe the Academy never nominated this for even one Oscar, but let alone for sound. How? That is a travesty. I cannot believe it. The sound of the heist scene was incredible. So, and yeah, like these two, just their chemistry, and also Natalie Portman, a young Natalie Portman in here. She's great for her small role that she has. Val Kilmer, everyone here just absolutely chooses the scenery. You know, looking at my 128, it's super, super, super close. But I actually have Heat a little higher, so I'm actually going to vote Heat. So,
yeah, these are both super close. I've watched them about the same amount of times. Which one I probably watch more? Heat. I've gone back to more, so I'll go Heat. Ross?
Heat is my second favorite movie of all time, but I do love Sound of the Lambs, but Heat is my second favorite.
All right. Yeah. No?
My vote goes to Science of the Lambs.
All right. Well, it's close, but Heat takes this one. And I believe this is the last one on this side. We've got Apocalypse Now and Jurassic Park. So there you go.
Goes to me.
Dan, you're up on this one.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys. I love war movies. I love Marlon Brando. I love Francis Ford Coppola. I love movies about Vietnam. But I think I mean, it's all subjective, but I feel like Apocalypse Now is the greatest war movie of all time, and it really shows you how miserable and what a mistake it was to go to Vietnam in the first place. And Coppola really went through hell filming this movie. There's a documentary from his wife about the filming of the movie, and it's just an incredible movie. And like Blade Runner, it's got a special cut to it that is really good. If you find that special cut, I believe it's the 4K cut, is the final cut or whatever they call it. Is the cut you want to see, because he finally was able to tinker with some things and get it to the way he really wanted it. Jurassic, what does that say? Jurassic Park?
Jurassic Park, the original.
Yeah, I love Jurassic Park. The CGI is incredible. I think the cast is amazing. But Spielberg, Coppola, I mean, they're both two of my top three favorite directors. I got to go with Apocalypse Now, though.
All right. Well,
oh man, this is tough. Yeah, because Apocalypse Now is great. The Redux is even better. The 3.5 hour long version is even better. It is a phenomenal film. One of the best war movies, one of the best looking movies of all time. I think I love the Godfather films. All right, don't get me wrong, but I feel like Apocalypse Now is Francis Ford Coppola's masterpiece. I'm gonna say it. I feel like this is his magnum opus. I do love it. I think that is really great. But I will say that Jurassic Park, out in this Jurassic Park collection set thing that comes with Jurassic Park 3D. So hey, back when 3D TVs were a thing. But I love Jurassic Park. It is one I rewatch consistently. It kind of shaped my love of film. I was huge into dinosaurs growing up as a kid, and it kind of made me have that phase. And I shared this movie with my mom a lot. We went to go see it in the theater again when it recently did its re-release before Jurassic World Dominion. So that was that was great. And I rewatch this film consistently. I've seen it 3 times in theater, see it so many times at home, and I get more out of it every time. It's so rewatchable. It's one of my top 25 movies of all time, so I gotta lean Jurassic Park here. but I love Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, I like both of these a lot. Just because it doesn't come up a lot, I'll probably go Apocalypse Now just to be a little different. And if you don't own this 4K set, this 6-disc set, this thing's awesome. And like it runs even just retail for like $25. I've seen it for like 15 on flash sales on Amazon. That's a steal for 6 discs. That is a steal. That's the best 4K value you could ever get. It's great. Yeah, I love that final cut. That final cut is awesome. Yeah, pick it up if you don't have it already.
Don't go to Walmart. Apparently, they were doing I looked at today and they are in a final cut steelbook for like $124.
No. Yeah, this one I will actually say just go to Amazon. Runs on Prime Days or Black Friday. I've seen that set right there for like $15-20. That's a steal for that price. So do it. Russ.
This is a stupid reason, but I'm going to go for Apocalypse Now only because Jurassic Park has won a total of 5 tournaments. So it's had its time. It's over.
4 tournaments, not 5. But
Brian told me 5.
It's 4. Brian's wrong. I have it written down. It's 4.
Okay. Yeah, but still.
It's still the highest one of everything. So, but it's only 4. 4 is our highest. All right. So what'd you go for? Apocalypse Now then?
Yeah. I love Apocalypse Now. And like, I actually acted inside of a scene of Apocalypse Now, and like Ashton remembers that. Remember, Ashton, like me and my friend did that, and we showed you.
Yeah, it was cool.
All right, Noah.
I mean, honestly, I love both films, but I'm still gonna vote for the dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, all right. Ashton.
This is like my head versus my heart right here. With Jurassic Park being the latter. Yeah, I think. I'll just go with Apocalypse Now.
Okay, well there you go. Maybe a little bit of an upset there, but maybe not. Apocalypse Now. All right, let's jump to the other side, guys. We're doing pretty good on time, so let's keep up the pace. I appreciate it. So thank you everybody for keeping in check. So let's keep it up so we can, and then also make sure Noah can stay for the whole thing because I know he's got a little bit of a time limit. So want him to be able to participate. So we're doing good so far. All right, we're jumping over to Halloween and The Lion King, which this one is definitely fun for the whole family. Make sure you do that as a double feature for the kids. All right. Wolfman.
Oh man, this is tough because first off, I love that Halloween poster.
Yeah, that Halloween poster. There's a whole bunch of cool Halloween posters over the years. Fan posters that are awesome.
That is really cool. But yeah, I absolutely love Halloween. This is an amazing movie. It is just so tension filled. The score is iconic from John Carpenter. The Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie. I'm not a huge Laurie fan, but she does work in here. I think that she is great in here. And yeah, if you ignore, it's sort of like the Matrix situations, if you ignore what came after, ignore the fact that she's his sister or whatever, if you ignore that, then this is still perfection because what I love about Halloween is it can happen to anyone at any time, and maybe it's recency bias though, but I just recently rewatched The Lion King in theaters because for the anniversary screening that they did again, so it was fresh in my mind, and I love this movie, man. It's one of my favorite anime movies of all time. The songs in it are great. The characters, Timon, Pumbaa, Simba, I love all of them. So much profound things about legacy, about coming of age, so many other themes in there that are really, really beautiful. It's one of my favorite Disney animated films. So I'm gonna go The Lion King, but it's very, very close for me. I love Halloween.
All right. Yeah, and I'll go Halloween. Just more of a horror guy than a animation guy, but Lion King is still great. But yeah, Halloween's one of my all-timers. Ross?
I'm going to go with The Lion King, even though I love Halloween. And I missed it because, The Lion King 40X because I got COVID. So, yeah, I wanted to see it in 40X. So, yeah, but I love Halloween, but The Lion King gets my vote.
All right. Oh.
I guess I'm kind of like you, Austin, where I'm a little bit more of a horror guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to go with Halloween.
Halloween. All right. Ashton?
Definitely jumping on the horror train here with Halloween.
All right. Dan?
Yeah, Halloween is my favorite horror movie of all time. And I love that movie so much. Everything about it's incredible. But I think if you really think about what The Lion King was and when it came out and what it was able to do with the theater experience and how long that played in theaters and how people were lined up down the street. My town had like a little sixplex, and they had it in 2 theaters. In both of the theaters, the people were lined up down the street around the block to go see The Lion King, and it played for days and days and days. And the music and the story and you know, it's Hamlet or Shakespeare in animation form, and I think we're right in that sweet spot of Disney animation, that banger after banger after banger, you know, at Disney in the 90s and late 80s. So of these two, I mean, if Halloween was going against something else, I probably would pick it. But of these two, I'm going to go with The Lion King.
All right, now we got a tie to you, Dan. You got the tie. So
yeah, I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with The Lion King. I think there isn't enough love for this movie in this community, and it's really a great film.
It is a tournament fight winner. It's won before.
Is it really?
Wow. It's won twice. Yeah, so it gets love here. Oh yeah,
I didn't realize that. Okay, all right, that's good.
And Malcolm's hoping you didn't specify, Wolf, but he's assuming you meant the '94 version.
No, the 2019 version would probably be in my worst movies if I had it.
Yeah, and that Snow White CGI looks like poo poo.
Boy.
Movie.
No, but
I can't buy that.
It looks like nightmare fuel.
I can't buy that plot that Gal Gadot is jealous.
Blame Peter Dinklage. He freaking cost about 7 dudes a job because of his comments.
It even looks like they used the apple as CGI at the end of the trailer. Like, what are we doing? We can't use a real apple. Like, what are we doing? All right, it looks like shit. All right, $1 Million Baby and Empire Strikes Back. Pretty easy. I like $1 Million Baby. I enjoy Clint Eastwood, but yeah, Empire's an all-timer. Ross?
Oh, I'm gonna go with Empire. I do love though $1 Million Baby. I'm due for a rewatch, but but it's no Empire.
All right, Noah.
Only because I want to see different films move on, and I'm just gonna say $1 Million Baby just for fun.
Sure, Ashton. As she lights up her lightsaber.
Get out her lightsaber.
There's only one answer to this, and that's Empire.
Yes, do or do not. There is no try. Dan?
Yeah, euthanasia is a big topic of in the state of Florida, where I'm from. In the early 2000s, it was a major issue in this state. And so $1 Million Baby really hit me at a time in my life where it was like, it's really tough to deal with euthanasia and that sort of stuff. But Clint Eastwood, Hilary Swank, Morgan Freeman are all phenomenal in that movie. But Empire Strikes Back is my 4th favorite movie of all time, and it was one of those experiences when I was 6 years old. When I saw it in the theater, it changed my life. It was a transcendent experience in theaters as a 6-year-old, seeing it in theaters. I was crying my eyes out. I was so upset at what was going on. That's how much I love that movie so much.
All right,
Empire.
Yeah.
Noah, I know you're not a sports film guy, and he's not seen $1 Million Baby yet, but this one especially you would love, because that has literally only one boxing scene in it. Like, she only gets to do one boxing scene, and the whole rest of the movie is just like in the hospital, and it's like a character study, like the whole film. So it's like anytime someone says like they put in their sports film list, I'm like, it's not a sports movie at all. That is a great poster, but no, this is not a sports movie.
Krishna.
It's phenomenal. It's one of my favorite. It's my favorite Clint Eastwood film. It's a great film that just hits me in the feels every single time. And just Hilary Swank, Clint Eastwood have such great father-daughter like dynamic kind of chemistry, or chosen daughter, I should say. And then Morgan Freeman, he won the Oscar for this, deservedly so. He is incredible in this film. So good. But I mean, I gotta go with one of my top 10 films of all time, and that's Empire Strikes Back. This is an absolute banger. This is, while while Return of the Jedi is like more personal to me, Empire is like the best Star Wars, from the filmmaking, just from everything, the cinematography, the way it is, the twist, the writing, everything about this is exceptional. And it's one of the films that like helped me fall in love with cinema. And so it also holds a special place in my heart. So I'm definitely going to go Empire Strikes Back.
All right, Empire moving on. Going down to Shawshank Redemption and Paris, Texas. Ross.
I haven't seen Paris, Texas, but I do like when there's after, Perfect Days, so I got to see it. But Shawshank is one of the best movies ever made, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Shawshank.
I haven't seen Paris, Texas either, but I'm going to vote for Paris, Texas.
Okay. Going with the ones you haven't seen. Ash.
Same. I haven't seen Paris, Texas. Put it on my list. But I love Shawshank. Oh my gosh, it's like maybe in my top 10. So
yeah,
feel good about that.
For sure. Dan.
Yeah, I love Harry Dean Stanton in Paris, Texas, and I love Wim Wenders. If you have not seen Perfect Days, I cannot say enough about Perfect Days. I know we're talking about Paris, Texas, but Wim Wenders, he just knows how to take a character and put him in a place and make that place and that person just feel special. And that whatever they're doing, he just knows how to do it. He's just an incredible filmmaker. Shawshank Redemption is one of the great films of all time. It's one of those films that it's playing everywhere in the world at some time or day, all over the world, every day, every hour of the day. Shawshank Redemption or something like that. There's a stat about Shawshank Redemption. And it's just an incredible movie. It gets better and better, like a fine wine. It gets better and better every time you see it. And I know 94, it's everybody's like, oh, 94, it should have won. Forrest Gump should have won. Forrest Gump is a great film. Don't listen to any crap about people saying Forrest Gump ain't a great film. And hit the zeitgeist at the right time. Forrest Gump did. Great film, Shawshank Redemption. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, Wolf.
Now, Forrest Gump is a great film, but Shawshank Redemption or Pulp Fiction should have won best picture, because both of them are absolutely even better than Forrest Gump.
It hit the zeitgeist at the right time. I'm telling you.
I did. But no, I love it. I got a chance to watch it for the first time in theaters for the anniversary screen thing, and that was great to see it.
Yeah, I went to that this year. Yeah,
Yeah, that was awesome. Just get to see it on the big screen with the crowd and everything. So that was great. Today is Wim Wenders' birthday, so happy birthday, Wim Wenders! Because he did direct to Paris, Texas, which is a masterpiece. It is a phenomenal movie about it's pretty much a road trip movie that about this Harry Dean Stanton's character trying to reunite with his son. He's like an amnesiac. He's trying to reunite with his son and his wife after being disappeared for 4 years. That's all I'm going to say. But if y'all have not seen Paris, Texas, highly recommend it. Great road movie, very beautiful landscape shots. Like, he knows how to do landscape shots beautifully in this, and he does films where it's like so leisurely paced, but it's never boring. Like, that's how he does movies that are just where it's like a nice leisure trip that you're taking with these characters, and it's just such a great character study this film is. So Paris, Texas is excellent, but Shawshank Redemption is my 5th favorite movie of all time, so I gotta go Shawshank. But I absolutely adore Paris, Texas. So.
Yeah, I'm going Shawshank as well, but I've been wanting to see Paris, Texas, so we'll try to get around to it. There's a 4K of it coming out in November, so you can keep an eye out for that. Yeah, it's
shit. I just bought the Criterion. Now I'm gonna have to find 4K
too. 4K, coming out from another label, so putting out a restoration of it. So just FYI. But maybe I'll pick that up on next Criterion sale or something. But I'll go Shawshank. All right, going down to Ed Wood and the Thin Red Line. Noah.
I'll be honest, I have never even heard of Ed Wood, so And The Thin Red
It's
Line.
awesome. Go watch it. It's great.
It's a Tim Burton movie about filmmaking. You love movies about filmmaking.
Oh, really?
It's a film
I
about
would love it then.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely add that to my list now.
Yeah.
But for now, actually, you know what? For now, I'm just gonna vote for Thin Red Line because it is probably one of, if not my favorite, war films. So.
All right, Ashton.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go the other direction with Ed Wood. Tim Burton can be a little hit or miss with me, but Ed Wood's great. And the Thin Red Line, great film, but just probably not in my top. So I'm gonna go Ed Wood.
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah, Thin Red Line, 99 again, another phenomenal, or is it 98?
I think it's 98.
98 because it was it was nominated the same year as Saving Private Ryan, which is
yeah. Both of them were in the top 5 in that year, and they're both two different types of World War movies on either side of the planet, and they're both great. I mean, Terrence Malick is you want to talk about hit or miss? Terrence Malick is hit or miss. This guy will make masterpieces, then he makes what the hell was that kind of movies. And I mean, he made 2 of these great films in a row. He made this one in The New World back to back, and they were phenomenal, and then he makes a bunch of trash after that. Ed Wood, though, is right in this sweet spot of Tim Burton, where he was doing Edward Scissorhands and Ed Wood and some of these and Mars Attacks and some of these where he was just hitting some hilarious, funny, interesting kinds of movies. Sleepy Hollow, it might have been back then. And I didn't, before they even made the movie about Ed Wood, I was watching Plan 9 from Out of Play Space and Glenn or Glenda and all these kind of movies. So I knew these movies were kooky, quirky, oddball kind of movies. Consider the worst movie of all time, Plan 9 for Outside. So when I was like, yes, I want to see this movie. What a phenomenal movie. I got to go with Ed Wood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wolf.
Oh, man. This is really tough because they're both very close for me. But, Ed Wood is one of the greatest films about filmmaking. Johnny Depp is excellent in this. And there's a lot of movies about filmmaking on this list. There's another one that you'll see in this episode. I'm a sucker for those type of movies as well. Martin Landau deserved his Oscar win for playing Bela Lugosi. He was Bela Lugosi, like perfectly. It was just seamless. Thin Red Line, before I saw Come and See, they're both very neck and neck for me. It might be my favorite war film. They're both very close for me. I adore Thin Red Line. It is just the score, the atmosphere of it, the whole cast ensemble. Like, what a stat cast. Minus George Clooney, because he's only in it for literally 1 minute. But the whole rest of the cast is like excellent in this movie. And this is my favorite Terrence Malick film. I'm gonna have to go to Thin Red Line here, but I love both of these.
Yeah, Malick is very hit or miss for me as well. I do like the Thin Red Line though. It's one of the good ones. Man, Ed Wood. I was a little late to it. I only saw it for the first time about 3 or 4 years ago, and since then I've watched it about a dozen times since my 128. I love Ed Wood. I love bad movies. So yeah, a movie about a guy making bad movies who just doesn't have the talent is awesome. If you like The Disaster Artist or The Room, anything like that, Ed Wood's great, very similar, and I think this is one of Johnny Depp's best performances. He's so damn entertaining. This movie's entertaining as hell. I think it's great. So yeah, Ed Wood all the way. Ross,
I respectfully disagree, Austin. This is Johnny Depp's greatest performance, and like Ed Wood, and then like I love the message about it. Is that like yes, he knew that he had no talent, but he didn't care. He just wanted to make movies. Yeah, so like Ed Wood is my favorite Tim Burton movie, so I'm gonna go with Ed Wood.
It's about a guy who's passionate.
I thought Big Fish was your favorite. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, like, I think Ed Wood's great because it's about a guy who has the passion. He just doesn't have the talent. It's just not there. Yeah. It's just one of those things. Yeah. Follow your dreams, but some people just don't have the talent to make it. It just and
he's a nice guy. And he's a nice guy.
He's a good guy. Yeah, he's a good guy. He tries.
People to work with him.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, people still work with him, but you just don't have the talent. It's there. But all right, moving down to House or Hausu.
Okay,
and
this is a
Love
perfect
Explosion.
match. When you know both these movies, this is the best match we've had so far. Like, if you know both these movies, this is excellent. Oh my gosh, I cannot
All right.
believe this.
Yikes!
This is so good.
Ash.
Well, that's great because I know neither one of these movies.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm gonna go with House.
Okay. Yeah, it's not the George Wendt House movie. It's the Japanese batshit crazy one. Dan.
You know, I've had so many opportunities to buy House on the Criterion Collection. I still haven't bought it, and I kick myself every time I haven't got it. So I haven't seen it, and Love Exposure, I definitely have not seen that. So I'm going to go with House, but this is a rare occurrence, guys, where I haven't seen. I think this might be the first time ever where I haven't seen either movie.
All right. So which one are you going for?
House. I'm going to go with House. But I heard too much good things about it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Wolf?
So I'm going to explain both these movies. For House, it's very brief, but let me just read the back of the Criterion. It says, how to describe, I'm not going to say the director's name, indescribable 1977 movie House as a psychedelic ghost tale, a stream of consciousness bedtime story, an episode of Scooby-Doo as directed by Mario Bava. Any of the above would do for this hallucinatory head trip about a schoolgirl who travels with 6 classmates to her ailing aunt's creaky country home and come face to face with evil spirits, a demonic house cat, a bloodthirsty piano, and other ghoulish visions, all realized by Obayashi via Matt's animation and collage effects. Equally absurd and nightmarish, House might have been beamed to Earth from some other planet. It's one of the most exciting cult discoveries in years, and that is true because this movie is batshit insane. Every single time I watch it, I get something else out of it. I think Sam Raimi.
I do have it.
Oh, you do have it. Hey, yeah, there you go. Now you have a reason to watch it. But yeah,
I gotta watch that now.
It's only 88 minutes, so it's not going to be that long. So you're going to watch it in no time. But yeah, this movie is insane. Sam Raimi, I think, has actually come out and said this was like inspiration for the goofy parts of Evil Dead, like Evil Dead 2 and such. Like this was a huge inspiration for him. Love Exposure. Yes, it is a 4-hour movie, but this is a movie where you do not feel it. This is so fast-paced, inspiration for everything everywhere all at once. You can see it in this movie. Like there's some inspiration for that in here. It is a film all about religion, about love, of course, and this is a film that has Pika-Panty martial arts. Yes, I just said that. That is the thing that exists, where they are playing Pika-Panty, but they're doing martial arts with it. This is a film about erections and the life form of an erection. Like this movie gets wild and bonkers and insane, but it is like so fucking good. Like I this is a 4-hour movie I could watch consistently and never get bored of.
Wait, what's it about, Wolf?
about Pika-Panty martial arts and about erections.
You always surprise me with those.
Man. But on top of that, keep Beavis and Butthead out of my top 128 now. But it's just it has so many themes in there about how we express ourselves, love, sin, religion, cult, like behavior with religion and how it can take over our lives. So yeah, it's a very, very fantastic movie. I'm gonna show some love to Love Exposure because it doesn't get enough love here. So obviously, Love Exposure.
I haven't seen Love Exposure. The first time I heard of it was in that mystery tournament the other night. I have seen House, and all I can say is
cocaine is a hell of a drug.
All right, so House. Ross.
House, I just looked up images from it. It looks wacky, and I love that. So I'm going to go for House. Like the cat that breathes fire. That's the first image when you type it in, that's what it shows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, Noah.
I literally just found a copy of Love Exposure the other day and picked it up, but I haven't been able to watch it yet. And as Michael knows, I'm known for loving goofy movies, wacky, just insane movies. So I'm picking House.
All right, there you go. House going down to School of Rock and Rain Man. So Dan.
Oh God, are you kidding me? School of Rock and Rain Man. I mean, look. I am a really big Richard Linklater. I mean, Boyhood is just phenomenal for me. The Before trilogy, but School of Rock. This is the sequel I would like to see. Where these kids are today, with Jack Black in the same place doing goofy, dumb, stupid stuff with his band and like doing $500 shows at bars or whatever. I would love to see that. That sequel would be interesting to me. But I hear it's going to be a Broadway play, or maybe it already is.
It is a Broadway play, and it sucks. That person is not.
No.
That person is not Jack Black. Holy crap! It sucks.
Okay, that's too bad. But Rain Man, I was 12 years old. I saw this movie, and it really hit me in a special spot because I have a twin brother, and we're really close, and we're not brothers like this per se, but we both have learning disabilities and stuff, and it's a special part. It's a special thing when you have brothers and you're different, and you have to have a little bit of like self-control about how you deal with your family members, and sometimes they're not going to be what you feel them to be, and I feel like this relationship between Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise is just really, really, really special. And I love Rain Man, and I love Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise. So Rain Man.
All right, Wolf.
Yeah. So Rain Man. I also connected to this movie very personally because I myself have a learning disability. I'm autistic. It's hard when you talk, like whenever y'all talk to me, it's very unrecognizable. I know, but but I was diagnosed with it, so it's something that kind of hits close to home for me. But then whenever it comes to something like School of Rock, man, do I love this movie as well. Jack Black was Golden Globe nominated, should have been Oscar nominated for this, but I don't know what other performances came out that year that he could have been, that he would have replaced, but so good in this. Joan Cusack is great. The music is great. I'm actually watching in the background right now for this show because I love it. I've seen it so many times. This was actually holds a very special place in my heart because it is what made me fall in love with music. I wasn't that huge of a music fan before I watched it. Then when I watched it as a kid, I automatically got obsessed with music, and music is now my second biggest passion right behind movies. So I'm going to go School of Rock just because of that impact that it made on me.
Rain Man's good, but School of Rock's in my 128 as well. I think it's Jack Black's best movie. Ross?
I'm going to go with Rain Man. I do, I also have a learning disability, but School of Rock is good, but Rain Man, it deserved to win Best Picture.
All right. Noah?
I haven't seen either of them, but I would say that Rain Man probably intrigues me the most in terms of watching it, so I'll vote for Rain Man.
Okay. Ashton?
Yeah, this is a really hard one for me. Ross would know with the work I do, Rain Man really hits home. And if I want to take myself super seriously, I think about Rain Man as being like one of my favorites. But School of Rock, I like to laugh. I don't like to get too serious sometimes, and I am a Jack Black fanatic. Everything Jack Black, like Tenacious D. So I just absolutely like I love him. And this movie was fantastic, and I've gone back to watch it over and over and over again. I'd like to watch it right now. So I'm going to go with School of Rock.
All right. School of Rock. All right. There we go. Going down to 8.5, and The Fisher King. Wolf.
Do you think that was a tie, though, Austin? Real quick. I don't mean.
I don't think so. I thought Ross voted for School of Rock.
Ross? Ross.
No, I voted for Rain Man.
Oh, okay. I thought he said School of
Wolfman.
Rock. I thought he said he liked Rain Man, but he voted for School of Rock.
No.
He goes to Wolfman anyway, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm still gonna go School of Rock. Sorry, Dan. It just has more of a personal impact on me. But yeah,
I just want to make sure we did it fair. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. I could have sworn Ross voted for School of Rock, but said like Rain Man deserved to win Best Picture or something like that. All right. But Wolf, you're first on this one.
So yeah, Noah, I did it. He's been recommending it to me for years. I finally watched 8.5. This might be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, movie about filmmaking. The opening scene of this is amazing, very dreamlike. This is from Federico Fellini, who is an Italian filmmaker who's very acclaimed, and this was like considered his masterpiece. And I watched it, and I think it truly is. This is an amazing movie. The Fisher King, though, is Terry Gilliam's masterpiece, because this is also the best movie from Terry Gilliam. Yeah, y'all are gonna get hammered, whoever is watching this. Sorry, but The Fisher King is excellent, and it's Robin Williams got Oscar nominated for this, deservedly so. One of the best performances of his career. Jeff Bridges is great. The script is so good. The script for both of these are great. The writing 8.5 is exquisite. So as much as I love 8.5, and that is like one of the greatest films ever made, I'm definitely gonna go, like, objectively one of the greatest movies ever made. Like, it is actually, from a filmmaking standpoint, absolutely is. I'm still gonna go The Fisher King, because that's just a little bit more personal for me.
Yeah. I haven't seen 8.5. Again, Fellini and Ingmar Bergman are kind of the same thing, where it's like, it's like homework. Fisher King's really good though. Pretty underrated. Ross?
Okay, I haven't seen 8.5 yet. I want to, but like The Fisher King, though, I'm actually very, very hit and miss on the director. There are some films that I love and other ones I don't like. Fisher King's great, and then 12 Monkeys great. Time Bandits was okay, but I love The Fisher King because of Robin Williams. So I'm gonna go with The Fisher King.
Okay, Noah.
I guess I kind of disagree a little bit with Michael in the fact that I personally don't think The Fisher King is Terry Gilliam's masterpiece, as he would say. I'm not as big on it as maybe some other people are. So I think I'll go with 8.5.
All right. Ashton?
Robin Williams, Jeff Bridges. I'm just gonna go. I haven't seen 8.5, to be fair, but I'm gonna go with The Fisher King.
Ashton, you said that you were a Jack Black fanatic, right? So I forgot to play this when he said that, but it's for you then.
But also add 8.5 to your list, Ashton, because
my list is
Growing.
wild.
All right, Dan.
Yeah, I love The Fisher King, and I just rewatched. The funny part is I just rewatched The Time Bandits because I was doing a review of the Time Bandits TV show by Taika Waititi, and I love the Time Bandits TV show. But The Fisher King is really great. It really is a great relationship movie between these two people. Jeff Bridges and Robin Williams. It's just. We don't see movies. I know. We don't see movies like this anymore. You really don't see movies like this anymore. But then you go back to the 60s and you go Federico Fellini, and 8.5 is phenomenal film. Don't see the sequel with Daniel Day-Lewis. Was it 9 or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
That is terrible compared to 8.5. I don't know why anybody would have made a sequel to 8.5, but wow. 8.5 is really what Wolfman said earlier, the M word. Because I just think the acting, the cinematography, just everything about this, the fashion world and the whole 9 yards, it really just jumps off the screen. I know people complain about that little inch of words you got to read at the bottom. Sometimes you have to read those words at the bottom because it makes a movie great if it's from another country. So I'm going with 8.5.
All right, close one, but the Fisher King will take this one.
Which just real quick though, Ross, apparently Andrew just watched, our buddy Andrew just watched 9, and he actually really liked it somehow. I don't know how.
What?
Somebody liked it. Yeah. I was like, okay. To each their own.
I got City of God and Drive. I'm up first. I haven't gotten around to City of God yet. I will get around to it at some point. Just haven't had time. But yeah, I love Drive, and yeah, we talked about it on Rank them the best opening scenes of the 2010s. Certainly one of them, and just a hell of a movie. So I'll go Drive. Ross.
I'm gonna go with Drive. I haven't seen City of God yet, but whenever I think about Drive, I think about the elevator scene. So yeah, but Drive is great.
Yeah. Noah.
Gosling. I gotta go with Drive.
Yeah. That jacket. Ash.
I think we were making a reference, so we knew Drive was coming. I think you were making the reference to Taxi Driver, Wolfman.
Yeah, because it's heavily inspired off Taxi Driver.
Yes. I haven't seen City of God. Add it to my ever-growing list. Flip the page now. But Drive, I'm happy to say Drive, though. Fantastic film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I freaking love Drive. Obviously, no, I got that big ass second sight box set of Drive up here. It cost me a couple of bucks, and I think I believe it's Ryan Gosling's best performance, best movie, best everything. I'm a noir fan. I love this lone gunman type of scenario type of thing with which he's got going on. It's like a modern day Western in a lot of ways. I think it's incredible. That being said, Austin, do you got HBO Max?
Yeah, of course.
There's a show coming at the end of August called City of God. Something. It's 22 years after City of God. It's a show. It's going to be on HBO Max. It's a bunch of the characters from City of God today and how different or the same Rio de Janeiro and that part of Brazil is today compared to back in 2002. This movie is incredible. The editing, the filmmaking, the cinematography, the quick cuts, everything, the names and the stuff on the screen, the subtitles. I freaking love City of God. It's one of my favorite foreign films of all time. Anytime I get the chance to talk about it, I rave about this movie. But this TV show, I've got 2 episodes of it, and I got to write a review off of 2 episodes. But this might give you an opportunity to watch City of God, Austin. So I'm just going City of God.
Maybe, but I don't watch a lot of TV. Not enough hours in the day.
All right.
So it is what it is.
All right.
Yeah, I would say I'll get around to it, but I even my favorite current show right now, I haven't even watched Cobra Kai yet. So no, I love Cobra Kai, but
I do too. But
we'll see. It was only the first half, right? So
I've tapped out. I'm not continuing anymore. I can't. They did something that pissed me off in Cobra Kai. I can't continue anymore. But yeah, I love both of these movies. Drive. So what's interesting is obviously we mature as film fans the older we get. So the very first time I ever watched Drive, I was like, this sucks. Those people just went to rob a bank and I'm just watching Ryan Gosling sit in the car for the whole time. Like, this is stupid. Like, I'm not even going to get to see the action. Like, what the hell? Like, I was that kind of film fan at first. And I hated it. And it took me a rewatch like later on to whenever I started to mature in my film watching to actually really love it and appreciate what it was doing. And yeah, Ryan Gosling, Carey Mulligan, everyone in this is phenomenal. I'm waiting to pick up like that new 4K that's coming out. They have like a new 4K set that's like for Drive that's coming out, so I'm gonna be picking that one up soon. But City of God, I watched this for the first time this year, and oh my god, this film is incredible. I'm glad that I'm glad that Dan brought up the editing. Best editing in any film I've ever seen. The editing in this really heightens the overall tone of the film. and just what they're going for. This is the most like nuanced crime film and real crime film I think I've ever seen. Like, it's all about troubled youth and just forgotten youth, and if we just ignore those kids and just that youth, that like this is what they could become, like without the proper care and without the proper attention to take care of them. Like there's so many good things in this movie. The characters are fascinating. Like, yeah, this is a absolute brilliant film. I'm gonna actually go City of God here because I feel like all of y'all need to check this one out. This is absolute. It's on Paramount Plus if y'all have Showtime. So it's one of those kind of things. Or if y'all have Showtime by itself, it's also on there. I have Paramount Plus with Showtime, but yeah, it's on there. It's great.
But it's gonna be Drive. This one. Going down to Possession and There Will Be Blood. All right, Ross.
I haven't actually seen Possession yet. I've heard about it. I want to see it now because, you know, like anytime that Sam Neill is playing a villain, I've heard it's great. But I love There Will Be Blood. It's the best. It's the best. It's the best performance, I think, in the second best performance in it. No, now third best performance in the history of film. So I'm gonna go with There Will Be Blood.
All right. Yeah, no.
Possession is like one of my favorite horror films of all time. So, and I wasn't like that big of a fan of There Will Be Blood personally, so I'm gonna go for Possession.
Mm-hmm. Ashton?
Oh man, that's painful. That's painful. No, I have not seen Possession, but I doubt it will be There Will Be Blood for me. Daniel Day-Lewis. Oh my God. And I feel like Paul Dano, this is what really put him on my radar. Just incredible. Probably my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson film. So I'm really happy to say There Will Be Blood is my choice. Probably like my top 10 favorite movies. Thank you.
Sure, Dan.
Yeah, I said before we went on air I hadn't seen Possession, but that being said, I am not the biggest There Will Be Blood fan. I just things about that movie are annoying to me. I know it's a great film. I know it's got great acting, and I know people love this movie. I saw it back in 2007, and I said to myself, what is it about this movie that people like? I just don't get it. No Country for Old Men, to me, was the better film, and I'm glad it won all the awards because I liked it better than There Will Be Blood. But just for the hell of it, I'm a movie I need to see because I haven't seen is Possession. But I'm gonna go for Possession. I know I normally wouldn't do this, but I'm gonna go Possession here.
All right, and Wolf.
Yeah, no. If you all want to know what Marriage Story is like as a horror movie, a wacky, wild horror movie, check out Possession because it's also, you know, it's centered around like a divorce and everything happening while also dealing with just the wacky, just insaneness of what's going on. That performance from the actress, I'm blanking on her name right now, but she it just popped up on the screen, so I don't know why I'm blanking out on her name, but her name Isabella Adjani. Yeah, amazing performance from the clip that you saw, but also from the subway dance, I guess you can call it, that happens in the film when she's like possessed and taking over and all that stuff. But and First Omen, by the way, paid homage to this movie. There's a scene that is straight up. I even turned to know. I was like, dude, it's Possession. I was like, it pays straight up tribute to this movie. So I love seeing that. There Will Be Blood is a great film. The second best performance in cinema now because of somebody else who's going to be on this exact same episode.
Yep.
But yeah, it is amazing movie. Paul Dano just as good. He almost outacts Daniel Day-Lewis in this film. Both are great. And even though I do technically have There Will Be Blood higher, I want to show some love to Possession because it doesn't get enough love here, especially in tournament fights. So I'm going to say Possession.
Yeah, I like There Will Be Blood, but you know what? Just for now, I'll vote for Possession to motivate me to finish it. So, because I watched an hour of it. But well, that's if it makes the Sweet 16. Otherwise, we'll see, Wolf. We'll see.
But hey, it made it past the first round. It's never made it past the first round on tournament.
Yeah, it's not going to make it past one of these movies if it makes it through, though. I'll tell you that right now. Then we got Let the Right One In and The Shining. Noah?
Is it possible to abstain?
Oh, you want to pull one of these? You want to pull a pass? Okay, gotcha. That sounds good.
Come on, pick something.
Okay. I'll pick something. I want to go. Oh man. Yeah, just for the kicks, I'll go with Let the Right One In this time.
Okay. Ashton.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, Let the Right One In's great, but The Shining is probably like my top 3 favorite horrors of all time. Absolutely fantastic. Still scares me to this day just thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Dan?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. I do love The Shining. I love the way it looks, the way it's acted. I'm a massive Jack Nicholson fan. Hit and miss on Stanley Kubrick, but Let the Right One In is probably one of, if not the best, vampire film of all time. And a little thing, there's a movie out in theaters now. It's not coming to your town probably, but it's called Humanist Vampire Seeking Consenting Suicidal Person. It has a lot of.
Please talk to the director. I've reached out to her for a screener, and she's not giving me anything. I've reached out to her. I'm reaching out to the studio. I can't get a screener to this damn movie. I'm trying.
Yeah, there's a feel of that movie with Let the Right One In, and I love it. I love Let Me In. I love Let the Right One In. I think it's an amazing film, and I'm gonna go with Let the Right One In here.
Okay. Wolf?
Yeah, I've been trying to get a screener for that film for a long time. I cannot manage to do it for whatever reason. I'm still trying. I'm gonna fight to get that screener, but yeah,
it's available for rent on Prime. But all right.
Oh, really? The humanistic vampire movie is now?
Says you can rent it for $6 right now.
Okay. It wasn't even available. Well, it wasn't. When it must have just
out
become
in theaters.
Because,
It's out in theaters anyway.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to definitely look out for it then. But yeah, the Shining, of course, is just an all timer from Stanley Kubrick on that Steelbook that came out a while ago. Yeah, it's a phenomenal movie, beautiful looking film. Just cinematography is mind blowing. What he was able to pull off here. Who cares if Stephen King hates this movie, because I love it. It's phenomenal. Let the Right One In is my favorite vampire movie of all time. It's my favorite foreign horror movie of all time. I just love the relationship between these two characters and the way the story builds. And the book is also fantastic. I know a lot of this panel is not book readers, but I encourage y'all to read the book as well. It's also fantastic. It is truly, I'm going to say the word, it is truly a masterpiece. I have to. It is. I've not seen a foreign horror movie quite on this level. Just the tone of it, the nature of it, the ending with the pool scene is, oh my god, that's so haunting and so well done. It's just, yeah, it's great. And don't watch the TV show. I know you aren't a TV guy anyways, Austin, but the TV show, I was not a fan of that. And but yeah, Let the Right One In, absolutely phenomenal movie. So I'm gonna go with
that. I think Let the Right One In is good, but I saw it once, have never been really motivated to go back and watch it again. Thought it was good, but maybe a little overhyped. But The Shining, yeah, we just did it. Just watch it again. We did a Wheel of Movies episode on it. You can go back and watch that in honor of Shelley Duvall. And you can go check that out. But yeah, man, the movie looks great in 4K too. Holy shit. That movie's awesome. So one of my favorite horror movies, The Shining.
Would you say that's a 4K restoration that would give you a boner?
Yeah, that's good.
we were talking about that the other stream, because I was saying how Singing in the Rain on 4K gave me an actual boner because of how just beautiful it looked on 4K. I was like, yeah.
Ross.
I'm gonna go with The Shining. I've seen Let the Right One In. I don't really remember it, but Shining is iconic. So yeah.
All right, we have a tie, 3-3, and it is on me. Sorry, it's a little overhyped. I'm going The Shining. Not the right one. Sorry. Django Unchained and Almost Famous. And Ashton is up on this one.
Yeah, this is a painful one. Love Almost Famous. Oh man, but Django is right there for my I think Inglourious Bastards and Django are my almost tied for my favorite Tarantino film. So I could never go against Django. So I'm gonna go with Django.
Dan?
Yeah, I love Almost Famous, and I know it's a semi-autobiographical for Cameron Crowe and all that stuff, and I like the performance. I'm just a Westerns guy, as you know, Austin. And when you're acting and you're smashing a glass and you cut your hand and you don't stop acting and the blood's crawling down your hand and stuff like that, and then you got once again another phenomenal performance from Christoph Waltz. That was Leonardo DiCaprio, by the way, and then arguably one of the best, if not the best. He might actually win an Academy Award this year, Samuel L. Jackson. His character in that is creepy, nasty. What a piece of work he is. So much of this movie is so good. There was a scene with all these guys on horses and with I think Michael Cera, Jonah Hill. I mean, a bunch of these. Walton Goggins, I believe, is in that scene, which is hilarious. I believe. I think I'm talking about the right scene where they're all a bunch of Ku Klux Klan guys or whatever. Yeah, I gotta go with Django Unchained. It's really, really good. Almost Famous just doesn't hit me like it does a lot of other people.
Yeah.
I can't see shit out of this thing. I love that scene so much. It's so great. It's like we'd like to see Jonah Hill is great in there too. It's just oh man, yeah, that's great. Some of the best Tarantino dialogue in there. And then Almost Famous. This is the bootleg cut, which is excellent, but love it. Probably the best soundtrack in film I've ever heard. I'm just a huge I know I wasn't born in the 80s and 70s. I know I'm young, but at heart I am a 70s and 80s kid because I love the music, I love the time period, I love everything like that, and this is just a beautiful homage to it and just one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. Philip Seymour Hoffman, who has the most movies in all 128, is great in here, as well as Frances McDormand. The screenplay, which I believe was Oscar nominated, is excellent, as well as why am I blanking out on the main girl's name, actress? I'm having a bad
Jennifer Hudson? No, Jennifer Hudson.
Not Jennifer
Hudson. Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson knows it. Yeah, she's excellent here. Billy Crudup. Everybody is so good. So, oh man, this is tough because even though I named my name after Django Unchained, we have so many Tarantino movies on this list. I feel like we should show some love to other movies here and Almost Famous is in my top 20 of all time. I adore that movie so much. I'm going to go Almost Famous.
I came to Almost Famous last year. I didn't get the hype. It did almost nothing for me. I think when the best thing about your movie is a Jimmy Fallon role, I don't know. I thought he was the best thing about that movie. You don't show up in that bootleg cut for 2 hours. It took forever to get to him. So Django Unchained's on any given day my favorite Tarantino movie. So if you like Almost Famous, that's great. Didn't do anything for me. Ross?
I'm going to go with, I love Django Unchained. It's my second favorite Tarantino movie, but I got to go with the San Diego movie. That's Almost Famous. Because, he's from San Diego and, sports arena shown, so I got to go with Almost Famous.
Yeah. No?
This is a tough one, but I think I'm also going to go with Almost Famous. It's more fresh in my mind, so I think, yeah.
All right. Yeah, we have another tie, so we're back down to the bottom. Ross.
Let's switch it up and go Django.
All right. Punch Drunk Love and Seven Samurai. Dan.
Oh, well, this is quite easy for me. I'll tell you. I mean, look, I understand that like Adam Sandler has these like little gems in his filmography that you say, this guy can act, he can bring some gravitas to these roles and stuff like that. But then it's this like all these ridiculous Hubie Halloween and all these other pieces of trash that he's in, that you say, dang it, man. Why are you doing all this garbage stuff? Do these serious roles. Because Uncut Gems, Punch Drunk Love, Hustle, he's got ability in there, I hear he's got something serious coming up soon, another serious one. So, Seven Samurai is one of the greatest films of all time. Literally not one of my greatest films of all, but literally one of the greatest films of all time. And there's no subjective nature about it. It's one of the greatest films of all time. And it's out on 4K right now. You can watch it in little art house theaters around the country. I recommend you go see it in the theater.
I did last week. It showed at my art house theater. The Grail showed it in 4K last week. So yeah, great stuff.
And it's just phenomenal. I mean, it's somewhat like Star Wars has copied it. Westerns have copied it. All kinds of people have tried to emulate the Seven Samurai, and nobody has come close. This is literally a absolute masterpiece. I know it's Wolfman's word, but what else can I say? Masterpiece. Seven Samurai.
All right, Wolf.
Yeah, man, it's hard because while we were all praising There Will Be Blood, Punch Drunk Love is actually my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Just the style of it, the nature of it. Philip Seymour Hoffman steals the show in this movie. No, shut up! I love him so much. He's great. The way he's great is over the top. His performance in this is so good. But also Adam Sandler is great in there too. It's a beautiful love story. Just in the colors, the cinematography of it's great. But yeah, I agree with Dan. Seven Samurai, one of the greatest movies of all time. Quentin Tarantino is heavily inspired off of it he was heavily inspired off of it for Kill Bill. I know, Dan, you're a Western guy, and you have to even admit, literally, The Magnificent Seven would not have existed if it wasn't for Seven Samurai. This movie came out, and then The Magnificent Seven was able to come out. Like, yeah, there you go. It is absolutely great. Every single samurai has like their own dynamic, right? And also, one thing about Akira Kurosawa that I've learned is if you're going to be a director and you're going to shoot weather scenes, don't. Not unless you study Akira Kurosawa. He is the master of weather. Like that final scene in the rain, the training scene in the rain, everything in the rain here is excellent. So he is an absolute master, and this is his masterpiece. Seven Samurai is amazing. So I'm going to Seven Samurai.
All right. Well, then this is for you. Just real quick before I vote.
No! Shut up! Shut the fuck up! You have no right to take me. Shut up! Will you shut up? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Now, having said that, my vote goes to Seven Samurai. Russ.
I haven't seen Seven Samurai yet. I love Punch Drunk Love, and plus, like Shelley Duvall, actually, one of her songs is actually on the soundtrack, Punch Drunk Love. So that's a plus. So yeah, Punch Drunk Love.
All right, Noah.
Much like There Will Be Blood, I just, for some reason, Punch Drunk Love doesn't appeal to me as much. So, and I agree with Dan. Seven Samurai is just one of the best movies. So I'm just gonna go with Seven Samurai as well.
All right, Ash.
This is hard. I kind of agree. I think maybe Dan was saying about Adam Sandler and the Hubie Halloweens and all that,
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's just once you get enough money and you have kids that are having fun watching these things, you just do whatever the hell you want with film. I don't know if he takes himself super seriously for those films, I think that's just for fun. But I think I was watching the murder mystery movie in like the middle of the night, just like popped on the other day. I was like, oh, for the love of God. Why am I even wasting like cinema hours on this? So painful, but just like Uncut Gems, Punch Drunk Loves, great. But I feel like I would be disloyal to like everything I love without saying Seven Samurai, because I feel like it literally is like one of the most influential films in cinema for like Star Wars and, like you said, Tarantino, and just so many things that I love that I feel like I can't not say it. Even, I watched it like in college, honestly, one time. I probably wouldn't even like, maybe I need to watch it again soon, but I just, for what it is, I feel like I have to say Seven Samurai.
Yeah. All right, there you go.
One of the quickest 3.5 hour movies too. We talk about long movies. That's one of the quickest.
Schindler's List and Back to the Future.
Oh wow.
Me. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Back to the Future, I guess, but I don't care which one goes either way. Ross.
Schindler's List is in my top 10 favorite movies, and I think it's actually Spielberg's and Take a Shot masterpiece. So I'm gonna go with Schindler's List.
Mm-hmm. All right, Noah.
I like a good cry, so I'm gonna go with Schindler's List.
Okay. And Ashton.
Took me like 6 tries to get through Schindler's List. Like painful, so painful to watch. Oh my God. Back to the Future, watched a million times, so much fun. I'm gonna go against the grain here and say Back to the Future.
All right. Dan.
Look, I was 11 years old when Back to the Future came out, and I freaking loved that movie. It was right in my wheelhouse of the 80s. I mean, I was living in a phenomenal era. I grew up in the 70s, and I lived in the 80s, and I was like, oh my God, how am I experiencing so many of these pop culture phenomenons that were happening in the 80s? You know what I mean? Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, you know what I mean? And Predator, Aliens, Terminator. I mean, this is so much phenomenal movies back then. But as a cinephile, I have to go with Schindler's List because I think it's Spielberg's greatest film of all time. It just shows you what you can't let history be forgotten. And in schools, they're trying to like make the Holocaust disappear and stuff like that. Come on, man, that's a bunch of crock of crap. If you don't believe the Holocaust happened, that's a bunch. But Ralph Fiennes is what I really want to talk about. Could we please give this guy an Oscar already? Conclave,
yeah.
Can he please win an Oscar for Conclave? This guy's 30 years overdue for an Oscar. He's been given banger after banger after banger. Can't win a damn Oscar. It's ridiculous. So you already heard my vote. Austin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Back to the Future is truly the definition of magic on screen. Like when you watch this, you feel like you are just completely transported to another world. And like people say movies are magic. That's what the definition is. And that's what Back to the Future is. It truly is. You are just you love Marty McFly. You just absolutely love their the Doctor and their Avengers and their DeLorean and just everywhere they go. It's great. And the whole trilogy is fantastic. But the first is always my favorite. I got to see it in theaters not too long ago. That was a great experience. But yeah, Schindler's List is Steven Spielberg's masterpiece. This has to use the N word for it. I mean, because this is truly phenomenal. It is a hard to watch movie. Don't get me wrong. It is so hard to watch. This is which is one thing that like I have to just say real quick, because I know like Jordan and other people are all like, oh, but see, like Streetwise is too disturbing for me and too emotional. I just can't deal with stuff like that. I'm like, y'all can get through freaking Schindler's List. Like it's the exact same thing as like, the Holocaust is just as bad as kids taking drugs and trying to survive in a world that doesn't allow them. Like, it's like one of those things, or actually the Holocaust is even worse than probably what they were even going through. So like, so that's just the argument I just want to throw out there. But but yeah, no, Schindler's List is truly incredible and one of the greatest films ever made. In fact, I would honestly say, even though it's not like in my top 10 of all time, I would argue objectively, like from a filmmaking standpoint, this might be the most well-made movie, the best movie I've ever seen as far as just that goes. So yeah.
All right, move on, and we'll go to Old Boy and the Passion of Joan of Arc. Ross.
Okay, Joan of Arc. I watched for the first time, like on Wolf's recommendation. It is 80 minutes in the black and white foreign film from the 20s. It literally has the greatest piece of acting I've ever seen, and I don't even know the actress's name, but it's a masterpiece. Yeah. Use the M word, yes, of acting, yes. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Joan of Arc, even though Old Boy is great.
Yeah, Noah.
I started Joan of Arc recently. Didn't quite get to finish it. Got quite busy, even though it's short. Haven't seen Old Boy, so I'm gonna just go with Joan of Arc for this one.
All right, Ashton.
I'm gonna go with Old Boy. Absolutely love the director. Haven't seen Joan of Arc, so easy one. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dan.
Yeah, I have the Passion of Joan of Arc on Criterion. It's right behind me. I can't reach it because it's in the spot where I can't reach. But yeah, I love it. It's a phenomenal movie. It just shows you, no matter what you make a movie about, if you know how to make movies and you put a lot of effort and time and skill and whatnot into it, it can be a great movie. And this is a tragedy. The Passion of Joan of Arc is a tragedy. You know what I mean? And I just want another movie about history that I think people need to watch. It's a phenomenal movie about history. You know, Old Boy though is in a place where it just is just one of those movies you say, how did I just watch that? How did somebody just make that and put that on screen for us to see and make it make sense and make it so entertaining and so phenomenal and action packed and fun and just, it's like, it's not about just English language films. You could have movies from other countries that just can be phenomenal film. And it just shows you some things don't always translate. Spike Lee, what the hell were you thinking? Oh boy, all the way.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. This is tough for me because Passion of Joan of Arc, which I own here on Criterion, I just watched it for the first time this year, and it instantly bumped into my top 64, maybe even my top 30 films of all time. For a 1925 silent film, this thing holds up exceptional. One word: Falconetti. Maria Falconetti. There's two words. Remember that name. You are going to remember that name after you watch this movie. She is the single greatest performance in all of cinema. Not one other actor I have ever seen so far has topped her. After watching this, Daniel Day-Lewis was topped in There Will Be Blood. I'm like, I'm sorry, Daniel Day-Lewis. You're no longer the greatest acting performance I've ever seen. It's now Maria Falconetti in The Passion of Joan of Arc. The look she gives, the passion she has in this performance, just everything that goes. I know there's some behind-the-scenes stuff that was kind of problematic that she could have potentially went through. That's not confirmed, but she potentially could have gone through it. But it still led to a great performance, and it's just, and it's incredible. Like, what happened to this movie? This movie was like burned in a fire apparently, and like the people who saw it initially didn't see the original cut. He had to compile all these different clips, and now the version that we see, they found it all these years later. And now the version that we see is the version that he initially intended. It's wild, but yeah, it's great. Old Boy, one of the greatest action movies ever. It's just, I love that poster with the squid in his mouth, but the fight scene in the hallway, just all the action in this is great. Just it's Park Chan-wook's like best film in my opinion. It's great, but I'm gonna go Passion of Joan of Arc because I think this movie needs to be seen by many. It's only 80 minutes. Check it out, guys. It's truly is a masterpiece. and probably one of, if not the greatest silent film of all time. So,
oh boy, Ty to Noah. You need to unmute yourself, Noah. You're muted. Noah, you're on mute.
Okay. Yeah, my bad. I think I have. I'll just go ahead and move up Passion of Joan of Arc for the acting alone.
All right, gotcha.
yes.
I think we're on our last two or so. Let's try to burn through this. We're about the 2.5 hour mark. We're still gonna do the speed round, so let's burn through these last two pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Life is Beautiful and V for Vendetta. Noah.
V for Vendetta.
Vendetta. Ashton.
V for Vendetta.
Yeah. Dan.
Life is Beautiful is an absolute phenomenal film. Benini, well, not Benini. It's God, what is his name? Roberto Benini is incredible. It gives one of the most famous Oscar moments in the history of the Oscars, in my opinion. He's stepping across the stairs and people's backs and people's shoulders. It was phenomenal. I love V for Vendetta, but I got to go for Life is Beautiful here. I think it's an incredible, incredible movie.
All right. Wolf.
I own 3 copies of V for Vendetta, but the only one that I'm going to pull out here is probably the steelbook right here, because I want to show that off. But yeah, really cool steelbook for V for Vendetta. Unopened steelbook. So my 3 copies are already on the 4K and I own the Blu-ray. I'm like, this steelbook is too beautiful. Don't want to get scratches on it. I love V for Vendetta. It's one of my like all time. It's actually my 11th favorite movie of all time. Like, it's very, very like close to being in my top 10. My favorite comic book movie ever made. It's so relevant and holds up so well to the times that we live in. It's just, I watch every 5th of November. Life is Beautiful is truly a beautiful movie. It's one that you can definitely tell the inspiration that like Taika Waititi had for Jojo Rabbit in this, but it's one of the best movies about the Holocaust because it mixes humor with tragedy, but does it in a way that it never feels forced. It's excellent in my opinion, but I still gotta lean V for Vendetta here. It's just my favorite comic book movie.
V for Vendetta by a mile. Roberto Benigni annoys me, and he annoyed me in that movie too. Sorry, Wolf. He annoys the shit out of me. It's just like just the same cadence the whole damn movie. It annoys the shit out of me. Sorry. When he died, I didn't shed a tear. Ross.
Life is Beautiful. Life is Beautiful.
Yeah. Sure. All right. Aliens and Dead Poets Society. Ash.
Ooh, it's hard because I'm a big Aliens fan, but I'm gonna have to go with Dead Poets Society.
Okay. Yeah.
I just watched all the Aliens movies except for those crappy ass Predator versus Aliens versus Predator movies this past weekend before my press screening of Alien Romulus. And I guess as a kid, they really scared the hell out of me, and I was affected by them. But as an adult, I realized, well, these movies aren't as scary as I thought they were growing up. I was 12 when I saw Aliens, and I was really, really young when I saw Alien. I'm like, that's a dude in a suit over there. That's not us. So I'm just, I'm going to root for teachers. I'm going to root for Robin Williams. I'm going to root for schools, the public schools. I know this is a private school, but we really need to do a better job of giving better pay for teachers, hiring, getting schools, push this public school system, man. We really need to help kids. We live in a difficult age, and I want to see schools do better. Dead Poets Society.
Oh.
Yeah, I love Dead Poets Society. We just talked about it on our Robin Williams retrospective. It's a great film. It even inspired some films like The Holdovers. Definitely has some straight up Dead Poets Society like homages in there, and there's some other great things in there that are great. And the script is excellent. Aliens, one of the greatest action movies ever made, one of the greatest sci-fi movies ever made, one of the greatest horror movies ever made. I love this movie. to death as well. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to lean Dead Poet Society. It's more personal to me. I'm even gonna get a tattoo based on Dead Poet Society this year. This is Carpe Diem on my wrist, so it's gonna be, so it has a very personal meaning for me. So that's why I'm gonna go Dead Poet Society. But I'm sorry, Austin, I have Aliens on this list because I know how much you hate that movie. So
yeah, I don't know. I absolutely hate my favorite movie of all time, Aliens. Ross?
I'm gonna go with Dead Poet Society. I do love Aliens though.
All right, no.
Well, I've never seen Dead Poet Society, but being that it's about teachers, and being that Michael picked Aliens over Alien, I'm gonna pick Dead Poet Society.
Okay. I'm the lone one. Oh well.
I didn't pick Aliens over Alien. Alien was one less. The other time.
All right, we are here, guys. Excellent work, everybody. So not too bad given our panel. So let's speed it up and let's see which ones make the Sweet 16 and make Tuesday show, and B, which movie wins part 2.
I feel the need for speed.
All right, speed round time. Give me a second after each of these move through so I can jot them down for Malcolm, since he's got all these things here. But speed round, so votes only. That's what we're going for. Speed through the end here. Dan, Jaws, and Streetwise.
Jaws.
Jaws. Wolf.
Streetwise.
Okay. Jaws. Russ.
Let's continue the streak. Streetwise.
Let's see. Noah.
Streetwise.
And Ashton.
Oh, Streetwise.
Wow, upset. Okay, Streetwise. Okay, got to write these down real quick. So give me 1 second as I jot these down for Malcolm. All right, moving down to Taxi Driver, 12 Angry Men. Wolf.
Oh God. Oh, this might be the hardest one so far. Okay, because they're both very close for me. 12. Oh God, 12 Angry Men.
Okay.
God damn this.
12 Angry Men. Ross.
12 Angry Men.
Okay. Noah.
12 Angry Men.
Okay. Ash.
Not that it matters. Taxi Driver.
Okay. And Dan.
These are both in my top 10 of all time. But number 6 is 12 Angry Men. Oh, God. Scorsese and De Niro. I know I'm supposed to say something quick here. I apologize, Wolf. Taxi Driver.
Yeah,
I went against my better judgment.
12 Angry Men moves on. I'm going to jot that down. Why is my thing not working? Hang on. 12 Angry Men. Not 13 Angry Men. Stupid autocorrect. All right, anyways. No, it's not 13.
Well, that's the sequel. That's the sequel.
Yeah, that's right. Blade Runner, It's a Wonderful Life. Me, It's a Wonderful Life. Russ.
It's a Wonderful Life.
All right, Noah.
Blade Runner.
What's that? Oh, Blade Runner. Okay. Ash.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay. Dan.
Yeah, I'm going to go with It's a Wonderful Life.
All right, Wolf.
It's a Wonderful Life, for sure.
Okay, all right. It's a wonder.
I know we're not going to have the Blade Runner versus Blade Runner 2049.
Yep, not going to happen this time. So, all right, It's a Wonderful Life. Going to Good Will Hunting and The Breakfast Club. Ross.
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. Noah.
Good Will Hunting.
Okay, Ash.
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. Dan.
Good Will Hunting.
Okay, Wolf.
My 7th favorite movie of all time, Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, and I will make it a clean sweep. So Good Will Hunting moves on. All right, and Chungking Express and Rocky. Noah.
Chungking Express.
Okay, Ash.
Rocky.
Okay. Dan.
Rocky.
Rocky. Wolf.
I'm going to show some love to Chungking Express.
Rocky. Ross. All right, going down to Once Upon a Time in America and Stand By Me. Ash.
Stand By Me.
Okay. Dan.
Stand By Me.
By Wolf.
Stand By Me.
Yeah, I'll go Stand By Me. Ross.
Once Upon a Time in America.
Okay, and Noah.
Stand By Me.
Okay. All right, so Stand By Me. Moving on. Got Come and See and Kill Bill. Dan.
Oh wow. Come and See.
Okay. Wolf.
Come and See, and so you can watch it for the championship. Come and See. So, yeah.
I'll go Come and See because you cheated, Wolf. Ross.
Kill Bill.
Noah.
Come and See.
Okay, and Ash.
Kill Bill.
All right, close, but Come and See. Maybe I'll watch it for the championship then. I got two criterions I got to watch for Tuesday. I'll try, but two heavy movies, so I got to be in the right mindset those days. I'll make sure I'm in the right mind. All right, Heat and Apocalypse Now. Wolf. Two great sound design movies, by the way.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Heat though.
All right, I'm gonna go Apocalypse Now. Ross.
Heat.
Okay. Noah.
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. Ash.
Apocalypse Now.
All right, and Dan.
Going against my favorite two actors, but I gotta go with Apocalypse Now.
All right, Apocalypse Now makes it in. All right, so far we've got into the Sweet 16, moving on to Tuesday. Apocalypse Now, Come and See, Stand By Me, Rocky, Good Will Hunting, It's a Wonderful Life, and 12 Ringing Men and Streetwise. So we'll see what joins it on Tuesday, and then we'll just see what wins tonight. I got Lion King and Empire Strikes Back. I'll go Empire. Russ.
Ooh, let me do a coin flip real quick. Okay. And they tails, and it goes to Empire Strikes Back.
All right, Noah.
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire. Ash.
She's
There's
on
only
the
one.
list,
There's only one answer.
That's right. All right. Dan. Yeah.
My fourth favorite film of all time, Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. And Wolf.
Ashton, you're confusing Empire Strikes Back with Highlander. No, I'm gonna definitely say Empire Strikes Back.
All right, Empire into the 16. Shawshank and Ed Wood. Ross.
Ed Wood, actually, surprisingly.
Ed Wood. All right, no.
You guys pretty much convinced me with Ed Wood, so Ed Wood.
Wood. All right, Ash.
Shawshank.
Shawshank. Dan.
Shawshank's been on a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of love for Shawshank over the years. Let's go with Ed Wood for a change.
All right. Wolf.
It's my fifth favorite movie of all time. I gotta go Shawshank.
I'm gonna go for the upset here. Ed Wood. So, all right, Ed Wood.
Well, then there goes my number 5.
All right, we're knocking them down. House and School of Rock. Noah.
House.
Okay. Ash.
School of Rock.
School of Rock. Dan.
Yeah, I got to go with the movie I've seen over the one I haven't seen. So School of Rock.
Yeah. Wolf.
I kind of want to show House some love, so I'll say that one.
I'm not on enough drugs right now to vote for House. School of Rock. Ross.
School of Rock.
Okay, School of Rock. Into that one. It is an interesting movie to watch if you're sleepy at like 2 a.m. Watch House.
I'm good.
No, you won't know if you're dreaming or not. It's
bad.
Yeah.
So
Fisher King and Drive. Ash.
Drive.
Hey, Dan.
Drive.
Wolf.
Ooh, close, but the Fisher King.
Go Drive. Ross.
Drive.
And Noah.
Drive.
Okay, Drive into the 16. Drive. Okay. Going down to Possession and The Shining. Dan.
I have to go with the movie I have seen over the one I haven't, so I'm going with The Shining.
Yeah. Wolf.
Come on, we did a Streetwise game. Let's try to get Possession in the championship and see if it can do something there. And so, Possession.
Nah, Shiny's a top 10 horror movie of all time for me. Wolf can't do it. Shiny. Ross.
Shining.
Noah.
Possession.
And Ash.
Sorry, Wolf. Shining.
Yeah, sorry. Not going to happen this time. I will finish Possession. Though.
It made it past a first round at least.
Yeah, I know. And I will finish it. I'm an hour in. I'm going to finish it now that I've started it. So.
How is it, though? Is it good or no?
It's good, but I kind of feel like the performance everybody talks about is a little melodramatic, a little too much so far. But we'll see if it. I don't know.
So it's a Jordan movie then.
Because it feels like Italian horror movie, and I'm not big on Italian horror, so it's
okay. So it is a Jordan movie, right?
Yeah, Jordan would hate it. Django and Seven Samurai. Wolf.
Oh, Seven Samurai.
Just because we see Django a lot, I'll go Seven Samurai. Ross.
Django.
Noah.
Seven Samurai.
Okay. Ash.
Oh, that's painful. I'm gonna go with Django.
And Dan.
The Seventh Samurai.
All right, Seventh Samurai into the championship. All right. Samurai. Got it. Okay. Again, I'm just jotting these down, so give me 1 second. All right, Schindler's List and Joan of Arc. Me, Schindler. Ross.
Schindler's List.
Okay. Noah.
Schindler's List.
Schindler's List. Ash.
Schindler's List.
Okay. And Dan.
Schindler's List.
All right, and Wolf.
Just because no one else is going to vote for it, everyone shows some love. Passionate Joan of Arc. Sorry, Joan of Arc. You were great for France, but you're not great for tournament fights, apparently.
All right, Schindler's List. Okay, and going down to V for Vendetta and Dead Poet Society for the final spot in the 16. Ross.
Dead Poet Society.
Okay, Noah.
V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta. Ash.
V for Vendetta.
All right, Dan.
Dead Poet Society.
Okay, Wolf.
V for Vendetta.
Yeah, I'm going V for Vendetta. So, all right, V for. Write that down.
That's a beautiful V for Vendetta poster, by the way.
Yeah. All right. Okay. And all right, so we have our 16. So V for Vendetta, Schindler's List, Seven Samurai, The Shining, Drive, School of Rock, Ed Wood, and Empire all move on to Tuesday. So now we'll just see which one takes part 2 and becomes either a tournament fight winner or a multi-time winner. We'll see whatever happens. All right. And so our first one on this side, scroll out a little bit. Now we'll just see who wins. So 12 Angry Men and Streetwise, Noah.
12 Angry Men.
12 Angry Men. All right. Ash?
Oh, I want to push Streetwise through, but 12 Angry Men. I just can't.
Okay. Yeah.
It's through to the championships, at least. So.
Dan? Yeah, it'll hang out for a little bit, but Dan?
12 Angry Men.
Okay. Wolf?
Yeah, I mean, at least it's in the championship, but I do actually have Streetwise higher on my top 128 than 12 Angry Men, so I still go Streetwise.
Yeah. 20 Angry Men. Russ?
12 Angry Men.
Okay, 12 Angry Men into the Elite 8. It's a Wonderful Life and Good Will Hunting. Got some good movies here. Ash?
Ooh, I'm going to go with Good Will Hunting.
God, I just realized. Okay.
Dan?
I'm going to go with Good Will Hunting.
All right. Wolf?
Austin, I love you, but I also hate you because last night we pinned up my number 2 and my number 3 had to face off against each other, and now my number 6 and my number 7 have to go up against each other. This is unfair.
No, Malcolm made the bracket, not me.
Then I'm blaming.
I'm just running the stream. Malcolm made all these brackets. Malcolm and his wheel made all this shit. I didn't.
Yeah, Malcolm, it's your fault. God, this is hard. Oh man. Okay, but I'm gonna have to go with my number 6, which is It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay, I'll go It's a Wonderful Life. Ross?
I'm going to go with the movie that's actually honest about its premise, even though I love both. I'm going to go with Good Will Hunting.
What do you mean honest about its premise? I don't.
Because, like, you know, like why, like, I mean, you know, like every single thing that I've seen, it like said, like it is about this guy who wishes that like he'd never existed. The whole movie I thought was about that, you know, based on everything that I've seen, you know. But then it's only like the last 10 to 15 minutes.
It's a build up to that. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, no.
I'm gonna vote for It's a Wonderful Life.
You got to show his life before you can see what he's appreciative of. But all right. So we have a tie to Ash.
Oh gosh, Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. All right. Rocky and Stand By Me. Dan.
Rocky.
Rocky. Wolf.
Stand By Me. Oh.
Rocky. Ross.
Rocky.
Noah.
Stand By Me.
All right, and Ash.
Stand By Me.
Okay, we have a tie to Dan. Moving up.
Rocky.
Into the 8. All right. Come and See and Apocalypse Now. 2 more war movies going up against each other. Wolf.
Yeah, 2 war movies. 2 of the best war movies, too, probably, if you arguably. I'm still gonna go Come and See though.
Okay. Apocalypse Now is one of my favorites, but I will try to watch Come and See before Tuesday. Ross.
Apocalypse Now because I've seen it.
Yeah. Noah.
Come and See.
Let's see. Ash.
Apocalypse Now. Also, because I've seen.
Yeah, and Dan.
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now into the 8. All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna flip my page so I can start some new voting here. All right, going to the other side for the rest of the Elite 8. We got Empire and Ed Wood. Me, I'll go Empire. Ross.
Ed Wood.
All right. Noah.
For funsies, let's go with Ed Wood.
Okay. Yeah, Ash.
Sacrilegious. I'll never do it. Empire.
All right. Dan.
Empire.
Fire. And Wolf.
Sacrilegious voting against my 8th favorite movie of all time. So I will say Empire.
All right. Empire into the 8. Going down to School of Rock and Drive. Ross.
Drive easily.
Okay. All right. Noah.
Drive.
Okay. Ash.
Dan, you know, I'm just gonna ride the Jack Black train tonight. I never thought I would, you know. I'm gonna go School of Rock. Why not?
Sure.
But not the D Train. I don't know if you guys have seen that Jack Black.
Yeah.
Not my favorite Jack Black.
But it's still good.
Drive.
Drive. Wolf.
Baby, we want to make them straight A's. Got to go with School of Rock.
Okay. You know what? In this one, I'll go Drive. Let's go Drive. All right. We'll go The Shining and 7 Samurai. Noah.
I will go with 7 Samurai.
Okay. Ash.
7 Samurai.
7 Samurai. Okay. Dan.
7 Samurai.
Okay. Wolf.
This is getting tougher. 7 Samurai.
All right. Shining. Ross.
7 Samurai.
Okay. So Samurai into the 8. Schindler's List and V for Vendetta. Ash.
Yeah, I'll just go V for Vendetta.
All right. Dan.
Schindler's List.
Wolf.
V for Vendetta.
Go V for Vendetta. Russ.
I'm gonna go with Schindler's List.
Schindler's List. And Noah.
V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta. All right, pulling the upset there. There you go. Okay. All right. We got our Elite 8 going to the Final 4. We're almost there. Scroll it out just a little bit more. We're going 12 Angry Men and Good Will Hunting. Dan.
12 Angry Men.
12 Angry Men. Wolf.
Good Will Hunting.
I'll go 12 Angry Men. Russ.
Good Will Hunting.
Okay. It's pretty close. Noah.
12 Angry Men.
Okay. And Ash.
Goodwill Hunting.
Good Will Hunting, another tie, and we scoot up to Wolf.
I'm sorry, I can't do it. It's my 7th favorite movie of all time. I gotta go Good Will Hunting.
All right, 12 Angry Men just can't get a shot on tournament fights. It's like gotten into a bunch of Elite Eights and just can't cross that finish line. We'll see if it does maybe on Tuesday. All right, Rocky and Apocalypse Now. Wolf.
I'm gonna go Apocalypse Now.
Okay. I'll go Rocky. Oh, Ross.
Apocalypse Now.
Okay. Noah.
Apocalypse Now.
So, okay, and Ash.
Apocalypse Now.
All right, Dan.
Rocky.
All right, it's close, but Apocalypse Now into the 4. Other side, we got Drive and Empire. Me, I'll go Empire. Ross.
Empire.
Empire. All right, Noah.
Drive.
Drive. Okay, and Ash.
Empire.
Okay, and
Empire Strikes Back.
yeah, Empire. Wolf.
Yeah, I gotta go Empire.
All right, Empire into the final 4. Okay, Seven Samurai, V for Vendetta. Ross.
Oh, Seven Samurai.
Okay, Noah.
7 Samurai.
Okay, Ash.
V for Vendetta.
Vendetta. Dan.
The 7th Samurai.
Seven Samurai. Wolf.
I love V for Vendetta more, but I know 7 Samurai is not a tournament fight, so winner, and it would be great for it to win. So I'll say 7 Samurai.
We'll see, but yeah, you know what? I'll vote Seven Samurai. Sure. All right, so into the final 4. Here we go. So starting on the left side, we're almost there. Start with Noah. We got Good Will Hunting and Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. All right, Ash.
Apocalypse Now.
All right, Dan.
Apocalypse Now.
Okay, Wolf.
Good Will Hunting is my 7th favorite movie of all time, but I have my reasoning for saying Apocalypse Now. So
Okay, I'll go Apocalypse Now. Russ.
Apocalypse Now.
All right, so there we go into the finals. All right, on the other side, Ash, kick it off with Empire and Seven Samurai.
I'm going to go against everything I've said all night, only because it's these two. And I feel like I have to pay homage to Seven Samurai.
Seven Samurai going against her Empire. Oh, going against
Star
her
Wars would not have existed without it.
All
I
right,
feel.
we'll see.
Exactly.
All right.
Homage, man.
All right, Dan.
My 4th favorite film of all time, Empire Strikes Back.
Empire. All right, Wolf.
I'm going 7 Samurai.
Empire. Ross.
Seven Samurai.
Okay, Noah.
7 Samurai.
All right, there it is. Seven
Now,
Samurai.
That's an all-timer match. That's why I was
Yeah.
just for that all-timer
All
match.
right, I'm scrolling in just a little bit. This is our finals.
Battle of 3.5-hour-long movies. There we go.
That's right. Battle of the long movies. All right, let's see what we got. Dan, kick us off. Apocalypse Now and Seven Samurai.
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. Wolf.
All right, now I'm playing my real self, 7 Samurai.
I don't mind either one, but yeah, let's go Seven Samurai. Ross.
Seven Samurai.
Noah.
7 Samurai.
And Ash.
Seven Samurai.
And that'll do it because Seven Samurai and Kurosawa finally takes a tournament fight. So there you go. One that I didn't really see coming, but it was the little movie that could. And obviously a very influential movie, but I didn't know if it was going to get there. But there you go. Maybe you got the right panel at the right time. Well, for Seven Samurai.
Yeah.
So well earned there. And there you go. And that is a first-time tournament winner. I don't think it's ever really even come close. Popped up a couple times here and there in different tournaments, but it never really made it that far. So maybe you just got the right panel for this one.
Well,
So,
when it comes to this, I always play very selective when it comes to what's entering the championship. But as soon as it's like anything goes,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I want to try to see if something else can win.
can't quite catch a break. It's been like in a bunch of Elite Eights and Final Fours. It just can't quite get there. And but Karo's very happy for Kurosawa for the win. So there you go. Yeah. And we do have it. So all right, that'll do it. So Kurosawa and Seven Samurai takes Part 2, and we will see which of those 32 that have moved on to the championship takes that one, and which one Wolf has to rewatch. Although he'll probably rewatch all these at some point this upcoming week or two.
Yeah.
I am gonna have to rewatch Seven Samurai. I'm gonna have to make time for.
Well, there you go. Make time for it because they did win Part 2, so make time for it and give it another shot. Yeah, that 4K is coming out. You can always wait for that and then grab that 4K. Which is coming out very, very soon. All right, but let's wrap it up, guys. There you go. And so let's go around the horn, and if anybody's got anything they want to plug or where you can find you on social media, we'll wrap this bad boy up. So start with Ross. What you got?
Just find me on Mega Movies Z. We have a lot of fun stuff coming up. I think we're doing this commentary soon because we missed the 35th, but we'll be doing it soon. I think, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
All right, is that it? All right.
Yep.
Noah, you got anything you want to plug or anything you want to throw out there?
I'm a ghost. I don't exist on the internet.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right, sounds good. Hash, anything you want to throw out there?
I just want to say thanks so much for having me again, guys.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe my first time with Noah, second time, and then Dan, brand new. I loved all of your commentary. Really awesome. It's cool to listen to you, and you have really fresh, awesome points of view. Wolf, love you, dude. Thanks so much. Thanks, Austin, Ross, of course. And yeah, I think I'm doing my top 64 next month. So
yeah, no, I think Jordan's got on the schedule. I don't have the exact date in front of me. He's got that extended schedule. I just kind of have the next couple of weeks in front of me on my own personal Google calendar. But he's got that one.
Yes, you are, Ashton. Yes, and then Austin, like we got to get her on the mystery tournament because Ashton, you think this went crazy? You don't know what you're voting for in the mystery tournament.
Very cool.
Those are fun. We do these mystery tournaments where we spin the wheel, this big wheel of movies, and then we do blind voting for the first round, so it's a lot of fun.
So you go A or B. You don't even see the movie. You go A or B.
That's right.
Cool.
Oh yeah. So things can happen. All right. But yeah, Dan, what you got? All your links and everything. Throw it out there. What you got?
Yeah, I'm a film critic in Orlando, Florida. I am the owner, chief editor, and head film critic for FromTheFourthRow.com, where I do all kinds of film reviews, TV shows. I got 4 writers that write for me. So if you don't like what I'm writing, maybe you like what one of those guys is writing. I got a couple guys writing columns. Also, I pop up a lot on the Movie Hero Network, which we're on here. These guys, they love me. They love. They get me on here every once in a while. Also, I'm over on the Dill Pickle Network where they have a show called Picture This, where they do revisionist history of the Academy Awards, and that's a really good show. I've been on there 5 times. Sometimes over with Malcolm on Rankum. But you can find me at Dan Skip Allen or DP Skip Allen or From the Fourth Row on Facebook, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, Letterboxd, any of those type of things.
Yeah, for sure. Wolf, what you got?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Mega Movies, my YouTube channel. This weekend we are going to be doing an Alien Romulus review for you guys, so you guys can stay tuned for that. That's going to be exciting. I am going to try to binge through all the Alien movies. It gives me a good excuse to watch Alien since Alien won the last tournament fight. I'm going to binge through all the Alien movies and do a ranking of the Alien films for you guys this month, as well as we will be doing our monthly mistake this year, which is going to be Alien Resurrection, because it's the most wacky of all, so that'll be really fun. And then and also just a lot of other like commentaries and other stuff to be on the lookout for. So a lot of exciting stuff coming to the channel.
Yeah, and as far as me, you can mostly find me here on the Movie Hero Network, co-hosting or hosting a bunch of stuff on here. I co-host Wheel of Movies, which we'll get back to actually next Thursday, and that'll be for We Spun Richie and I Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. So we'll be talking about that movie, which I coincidentally just showed my girlfriend for the first time a few weeks ago. A very, very funny movie. We'll be talking about that. I'll be ranking Alien movies on Friday night with JPO over on the Pierce Co. So you can check that out. Dan, you got one more thing? What's up?
Yeah, I have an award show podcast. It's called Real Recognition with my co-host Luis Mendez. So that's every 2 weeks right now. But once we're getting into after the film festivals are over, we're going to get into it every week. So Real Recognition, if you want to watch us talk about the awards race.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Dan links all of his stuff over at the Movie Hero Network Facebook group, so make sure you're logged into the Movie Hero Network Facebook group. You can find all of his stuff over there as well as everybody else's. I know your review of Alien Romulus is up there, so if anybody wants to get a little preview of that, I'm looking forward to that. I'm seeing it tomorrow night. Jordan and I will both be on next week's podcast with JTE and Moose on Extra Movie Butter, talking about Alien Romulus as well. So a lot of alien talk this week, of course, appropriately enough. As far as everything, we got the Lonely Marks Wrestling Podcast, which has its own channel, but I linked that in the Movie Hero Network as well, so you can check that out. And as far as just in the immediate future, I don't go as far as Jordan does with all the plugs. Just gonna go in the next 2 weeks or so. We got next Tuesday will be Wolf, so we'll wrap up his 128 with the half bracket championship. So we'll see all those 32s in there. So I got to send these off to Malcolm so he can put together those that little bracket there. And then we'll be doing Chad Webb's top 64. So drive into another members 64 next Friday on the 23rd. And I believe the week after that, we're jumping into the 2001 ladder series. Not the strongest year ever for movies, as you'll probably see, but a few clear, really good movies that'll probably be front runners in that one. So we'll see what happens. So, that's everything we got sort of in the immediate future. That'll about wrap it up here for the Movie Hero Network. Hey, thanks guys. We made it at about 3 hours. Not too bad for the panel we had. So not too bad. So, and the championship will be a little shorter because that's only a half bracket. So we'll get it done. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. So for Ross, for Ash, for Noah, Dan Skip Allen down there, and the Wolfman, I am your guest host this evening, Austin Pez Howell, and we will see you guys next time.
ノブセルと戦って党に一つも勝ち目はねえ。俺たちは百姓だ。戦の仕方なんか知らねえ。侍やとだ。金にも出世にもならん。侍を2人3人集めても癖にはつかん。司法に備えるだけでも4。5つ目に2名。足を入れて7。しかし戦は結構乗りかするからで。それはこちらが一人もやられん時の話だ。待て！戦は一人だけでするものではない。明日みんな死ぬんだぜ。人を守ってこそ自分も守れる。物のことばかり考えるやつは己をも滅ぼすやつだ。やろう、来やがった来やがった。